The following is a sports presentation of Q100.
Springs Valley High School football's on the air. WFLQ Q100, the sports voice of the Valley, presents exciting play-by-play coverage of Springs Valley High School football. Tonight's game between the Springs Valley Blackhawks and the North Daviess Cougars being brought to you by Smithville, now offering DSL and fast internet service to customers. Another way to serve you better. Sullivan Financial, Raymond James and Associates Investments, Highway 60 and 9th Street in Mitchell. Vincennes University in Jasper, it just makes sense. Springs Valley Meadows, formerly Medco, Highway 145 French Lick. 33 Brick Street, good food and a legendary atmosphere in downtown French Lick, and by Springs Valley Bank and Trust Company with offices in French Lick, Jasper, and Paoli. And now Springs Valley High School football. Let's take you to the field to the voice of the Blackhawks, Q100's Mike Hamilton, and color by Kevin Mills.
Nest on the SV campus in French Lick, Indiana. This is Springs Valley High School football, where tonight the Blackhawks close out the 2018 regular season as they honor their 10 seniors taking on the North Daviess Cougars. Hello again, everyone. Mike Hamilton being joined by former Springs Valley coach Kevin Mills. The Hawks take a 2-6 record into play as they go up against a team that they have had success with over the last 3 seasons. Not since 2014 have the Cougars emerged victorious in this particular series. Valley has dominated the series, winning 43 of the 59 meetings between these two schools, but all of that, Kevin Mills, seems to be a little bit irrelevant from the standpoint that obviously Valley will be at home next week to open Sectional 48 play, but as far as being honored and playing their final regular season game here on their home field, plus their final tune-up before taking on West Washington next Friday night, those have to take center stage.
Yeah, Mike, I really think overall, Valley's playing their best football right now, and they want to continue that tonight. On senior night, they've got several seniors, and, they've done a nice job this year. The record maybe doesn't quite show. I think, for 2-6, they're an awfully good 2-6 football team. Could very easily have been 4-4 at this point. And, it's just a matter of keeping some momentum. And I can say West Washington, I think they went in tonight, Mike, 7-1. But I would say Philip may be a little worried about the draw he got last Sunday night. I'd say he'd probably rather win somewhere else than come here next week. I think Valley's got to play a good game tonight and get ready for next week.
For the 5th time now in 9 weeks, the weather will have an impact on the game. We have had intermittent showers throughout the course of the day. However, I was just out on the field a few moments ago, and it seems to be in pretty good shape, so hopefully that will not alter things too horribly. North Daviess also comes in with a record of 2-6, and they have a new coach for the first time in almost 2 decades. Trent Fine, who has had coaching stints at Monroe Central and at Huntington North, takes over for Scott Helms. The Cougars, who had the last couple of years have only won 1 game each of the last 2, have averaged giving up nearly 50 points a game. They have brought that down a little bit to 37, but still, hopefully the Hawks will be able to find the end zone quite frequently here tonight, and especially with North Daviess, we'll see 3 or 4 freshmen playing significant time for the Cougars. Tonight, it is the final regular season game, week number 9 of the 2018 football season. The Hawks and Cougars getting set to go at it here on senior night. A good crowd. The umbrellas are up, and we will have kickoff some 20 minutes from now. When we return, we'll be joined by Coach Mark Hammond. He'll not only talk about the game tonight, but also about his 10 seniors that are being honored here tonight. All that comes up right after the break. This is Springs Valley High School football.
Score big with the region's best internet deal for the best speed. Here's some great news. When you switch to Smithville for our nationally recognised internet service, you automatically get our best speed available. We don't sell speed tiers or data caps. So if you're tired of reading the fine print on internet speed, get Smithville's rock-solid internet platform. Go online today at switchtosmithville.com and get Smithville's best speed. That's switchtosmithville.com.
This is the Springs Valley Football Report with head coach Mark Hammond as the Blackhawks play host to North Daviess on senior night. Coaches, we go back to last Friday night, a trip down to Perry Central, and what a thrilling game. You played from behind most of the night, were able to take the lead with just a few minutes left to go, and then they were able to make a few big plays, come down and kick a field goal in the final minute, and able to pull out the win. But I know you had to be very proud of your kids in the effort.
Yeah, I mean, you watch a game like that, and, I've heard several people tell me, there's not, yeah, we know there's a loser on the scoreboard, but both teams really won that game. I mean, it was a hard-fought game. It was exciting. It was, well played for the most part, I thought. Yeah, we just kind of one of those things, I guess, either ran out of time or whatever you want to say there that that field goal, when they lined up for 40-yard field goal in high school, you feel pretty good. I think he's a sophomore kid that kicked it, but he, got to give him a lot of credit and the team a lot of credit. They, had got one blocked, against West Washington. I think they really shored that up, and we tried to get our best to get in there, but he did a nice job. But I just was so proud of the way our kids responded from being down, and it was one of those where we just kept battling and tying it up, and then to go ahead and take the lead there. The kids, of course, they were all four going for two and trying to get the lead there. And once we got it, 28-27, you felt really good with that amount of time going. But again, you'd love to come away with the win. But our kids have stayed energetic, stayed excited, and stayed into what we do. We told them, we're kind of real close to being the team we want to be. It doesn't always show on the record or the scorebook there, but we're happy with where we're at, and we just need to start showing and make sure we take care of the little things, because there's always a couple little things you can change throughout a game that make sure we would have won the game.
Going into the Perry game, you were coming off a week against Tecumseh in which the defense gave up a season-low 7 points. Did you feel like you saw some carryover in that Perry game? Yeah, I mean,
we I think we hit on it that night. It was some really kind of good field position they had. We were giving them really too good a field position, but I think our defense, I think we ended up getting 4 turnovers against them. We were flying around the field. I thought we, once we adjusted, they would do a couple little wrinkles on us that maybe we wasn't prepared for, but we adjusted well after it. And then, they were having a tough time at, several times to move the ball, but, we just gave them too many short fields and, had a couple of bad plays at the wrong time to let them get free. So overall, I thought our defense responded well, and they had some areas that could hurt us, but we did a nice job of stopping the quarterback at times, stopping the pitch man. We took number 4, pretty much James Kidd, completely out of the game, which was nice to see. We hadn't done that yet this year, really. The week before, the 3 kid, the Parker kid, he had 100 yards, but I really felt like we did a better job than that on him. And then we wanted to really shut the James kid down. I think he had 1 catch early, and then after that, I don't think he did much after that. So that was nice to see us really trying to shut down their guy. I'd like to do a little bit better job on their quarterback, but overall, I thought our defense played pretty well.
From an offensive standpoint, the penalties and turnovers a bit of a concern?
Yeah, I mean, the penalties just seemed to come at the wrong time. I think we had us down for 50 yards or so, which, it's not horrible in high school football, but they just end up coming at the wrong time, and there's never a good time for a turnover. So yeah, sometimes it's like, I know one was like a 3rd and long situation, so, I think it got picked, and, you could talk about that being just like a punt and didn't hurt us as much and things like that. But yeah, the turnovers are probably more concerning than anything right now, and the timing of those penalties. But, the kids are working hard on correcting those things, and hopefully, like we all know, it comes together here at the end of the season and for a sectional run.
Coach, as we move ahead, we know North Daviess the opponent tonight, but we also know that West Washington will be your first-round sectional opponent. And I probably ask you this every year, but how much are you going to be playing North Daviess tonight, but at the same time not forgetting about West Washington here a week from now?
Well, I mean, really, we've talked just a tad bit about West Washington, and I think, you kind of go into tonight and you got to stay focused on North Daviess. I just feel like that's what the kids need to do. That's their preparation. That's what they're used to. So if you try to start mixing stuff up and say, well, we're going to try to do this and this, they get a little confused, and I'm afraid we could come out not looking real sharp. So we've stayed focused on North Daviess all week, and I think that's the way to play it. I know there's been different years, different times. You might say, well, you should do this or this and stuff, but overall, I think the kids will tell you we've stayed focused on North Daviess, and that's who we need to worry about. And then when that final buzzer hits tonight, it's all about West Washington.
All right. Senior night tonight, another big group of young men that have meant a lot to you. And again, because even though you've just gotten back into the coaching, they were probably elementary and maybe junior high kids when you were here before. But I know these young men mean a lot to you. I wish we had more time to go through. You could probably write a chapter on each of them, but just a quick thought or two about each of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, this group, of course, still being around, being AD and watching them play all their sports through junior high and high school, it's a fun group to be around, and I knew that coming in, when I got back last year. So again, you just kind of start with Cole Cooper. I mean, just really great leader of the team. Come back last year after not playing sophomore year, and had a good year last year, and then we're kind of looking for a quarterback, and he stepped up and has done amazing. So he's one of those kids that just give you everything he's got every play, and we really appreciate him. You go down, just Jackson Land is another one of those exciting. He's played, and anybody watched some games last year and this year, he's had some really nice games, and he can do so many things out there on the football field that it's just hard to duplicate. And I know teams have struggled with him, but again, he's one of those kids that same thing. He a great leader and just responds and does anything we want him to do. Colby Lowe, one of the fiery kids we got out there. He's one that just, again, keeps battling, keeps coming back. One of the fastest kids you'll see. And again, he does a nice job. He really got excited this year in practice. We let him call a few plays, and he thinks he's got maybe a future in coaching. So Colby's one of those good kids. So Drake Terry, he's a kid that just, he makes plays anywhere he's at. I think he's had probably his best 2 or 3 games, this year here recently, and I think he's just getting better each week. Again, he shows up, works hard. Again, he likes to throw out his dance moves out there for us in practice, but he's a lot of fun. Mark Pieper, again, a solid kid, played 4 years. He's one of those guys that we throw in a lot defensively, and he flies around the field and gives us everything he got. He's one of those kids that's probably about 150 pounds, soaking wet, and he'll just throw his body at anybody he can, and loves playing football. Justin Shipman, again, he's the one that, if you watch his play, if you know his story, from his past, and he almost, couldn't play football ever again and different things, and he just loves the game of football. He's one of those guys that I can talk to. He studies probably more film than I do, and, he's always talking about, what we can do different defensively, and definitely one of the leaders of our defense. Nate Hamilton, here's a kid last year coming into it. Wasn't watching him much, and next thing you know, I think he started every game at offensive guard for us last year and is doing the same thing this year. So another kid that when you look at him, you think offensive guard, probably doesn't come to your head, but again, he gives everything he has, and he's great on pulling, and he just gets in there and fights for everything. Next kid is Justin Haley. Hopefully, Justin here the last couple of weeks hadn't been able to get out there. He's had a toe kind of problem, and if anybody's had a real bad toe, the big toe, it's kind of important. So hopefully we can get some action out of him. He just had a little procedure done to it. But Justin is one that never misses a workout, never complains about anything, always wanting to do more. Even with being out, he's always like, Coach, can I get the weight room key and head over there? And of course, we let him many times. So great kid. Last couple here, get to Colton Reynolds. Can't say enough about Colton. Probably one of the best linemen we've had come through here. I believe he started all 4 years. Maybe he started both ways all 4 years. His mentality the other night, one of the kids was like, hey, Coach Reynolds, he's kind of banged up. I think he needs to come out for a play. And so I'm bringing him off the field. And he's like, what's going on? Why are you bringing me off, Coach? I was like, well, they said you was hurt. Everybody was saying he was hurt and slow out there. He goes, have I ever come off the field? I'm like, no, you're right. You need to get back out there. So he set out a play and went got back out there. So that's just his mentality, and he's awesome to be around. And again, another great leader. And then Nikki Jones, Nikki Jones there, again, left tackle for us has solidified that spot. And I know a lot of our backs just love to run the left side, and then defensively when he gets going. I mean, if you watch that North Central game last year, he was just all over the field for us, and a big kid. And like I said, he's a kid that wasn't really a Springs Valley kid, but loved football that much that he ended up being our kid, and we're so glad he decided that. And like I said, we look for him to be a part of our program even in the future, even if like I said, wherever he might go to or whatever. But again, just a great senior class. I mean, I can't also get away without mentioning our two managers, Abby Kendall and Micah Deal. Those girls just love football. I think if they were able to, they'd be out there playing right beside these guys. I mean, they come in ready to go, and they get everything ready. And I know the coaching staff and the kids, the players really appreciate all they put into it and hard work. So I know Abby talked about, she's like, if my dad would let me play, I'd be right out there beside you and stuff. So, but again, they've done a great job the last couple of years, and we appreciate everything they've done.
All right. Coach North Daviess, new coach Trent Fine, just a little bit about them and a couple quick keys to the ballgame. Yeah,
I mean, Coach Fine there, first year, he's made a complete change of their offense, and I think brought a new scheme in a little bit defensively. So you're going to see a team that spreads you out, runs a lot of I think read option type stuff, a little zone blocking, and like I said, I think he's trying to find his pieces right now. They're still 2-6. They beat a West Vigo team that is a 3A school that's hard to beat, and then beat Tecumseh early in the year. So if you look at scores, they're pretty comparable with us. I think sometimes you see a freshman or a sophomore on the roster and playing, but he does have some talent. He's doing a nice job over there. I know we've talked a little bit, and he's had to adjust to them. They're adjusting to him still, and as we know, as the season goes on, that only becomes better. So I think they're going to bring a competitive team in tonight. And I look forward to a fun-spirited ball game, but just hopefully the Blackhawks end up on top.
All right. Coach, thanks as always for the talk. Go out and get them tonight.
I appreciate it, Mike. Thanks a lot.
And this has been the Springs Valley Football Report with head coach Mark Hammond as the Blackhawks take on North Daviess. We'll have more of our pregame in a moment. This is Springs Valley High School football.
We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust. You'll love our helpful staff, our warm and smiling faces. Latest tools and services delivered by the friends you trust. We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust.
You've worked hard to build and protect your estate throughout your lifetime. Enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing all you've worked for may be preserved for your heirs. Please call Jamie Sullivan, Senior Vice President of Investments of Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James, located in Mitchell, at 849-2670. Jamie can help design a comprehensive plan suited for your family's future financial needs. Call Jamie Sullivan today at 849-2670. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
Joined now by the first-year head coach of the North Daviess Cougars, Trent Fine. Coach, we appreciate you, first of all, joining us here after some coaching stints up in the northeastern quadrant of the state, getting a little taste now of some southern Indiana hospitality.
Yeah. As I said, a little bit too much rain, but it's been good. It's a good transition, and we're looking to come out tonight, play a little better than we did last week, and just play a good game of football tonight.
Your two wins so far this year have equaled actually the last 2 years, and so I assume that is a step in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely. Things we got to improve each week, and there was a lot of things that we had to adjust and things changed to my liking, and we've tried to do that multiple times. We've had to make changes here and there and throughout stuff that they've normally been accustomed to doing. It's just getting used to how I do things. The kids, it took a little bit for them to get used to it through the summertime, but overall they've really bought into what I'm doing, and got a lot of good young kids coming, and playing a lot of freshmen right now, which you don't normally like to do, but if they're ready, they're ready.
With that said, are there still some veterans here that you've relied on quite a bit over the course of the year.
Yeah, we have 7 seniors, and all 7 of those seniors have been real productive for us this year. They all play, and it's not just guys that are standing on the sidelines, guys that are active for us and doing stuff on both sides of the ball. So it's been nice to have them kind of through that transition.
Always tough on the kids when they do get a new coach, but I think what you alluded to earlier was that so far the kids bought into your system.
I think they were ready for a change. Scotty was here for a long time, and he did a good job with the kids. But you kind of get to that point in your career, and the kids get to that point sometimes too. And it's good for a new transition. Not everything's going to be good, and everything's going to be perfect, but it's nice for change sometimes.
You're playing Springs Valley tonight, but at the same time, your last tune-up, I guess, before sectional play begins. So does that add some importance to this game?
Absolutely. We want to get back, to playing good football. As I said, we didn't have a very good week last week and didn't tackle very well, and I think that's our focus this week is rallying to the ball and getting kids around us defensively, and then that will help us, overall. We make plays on defense, and that'll get our offense ready to go, too.
What do you know about this Valley team?
They're athletic. They got some speed kids at their wing-back positions, and they like to do a lot of misdirection stuff, and they can throw the ball a little bit too, and they've struggled here and there, but if you look at the teams that they struggle against, they've been competitive, and they've been in some games that they could have flipped that schedule around a little bit too. So we know we're facing a pretty good football team, and Mark does a good job with them. You can tell they're organized, and so I'm looking forward to the challenge for our kids tonight.
I don't know how much it rained up in northern Indiana during your years up there or not, but you seem to be snake bit. I think for us, you were telling me 6 out of the 9 weeks have had rain. I think we've had 5 out of 9, but it's just something you can't avoid.
Yeah, we've been the first 4 weeks it was just miserable, but now you add the cold to it a little bit, and our kids are going to have to adjust. And one good thing is our kids played hard even in the rain, and so I know that they're not going to back away from it just because it is wet. The team that focuses and executes best will win a football game in conditions like this.
Coach, thanks for spending time with us. Congratulations on taking over the job here at North Daviess. Hopefully it's a long and prosperous one, and we appreciate all you do.
I hope so too. Thanks, Scott.
That is Trent Fine, the head coach of the North Daviess Cougars, joining us prior to tonight's game as the Hawks take on North Daviess. We'll have more of our pregame in a moment. This is Springs Valley High School football.
A message from Springs Valley Meadows and Prince Lick.
As we age, recuperating from an illness or surgery may take more time than it used to. It's important for you to follow your doctor's discharge orders and include physical, occupational, and speech therapies when needed. Skimping on post-hospitalization therapy can cause potential falls and infections. So do it for yourself and do it for the ones you love.
The road to recovery begins at Springs Valley Meadows and Prince Lick, where caring people make the difference.
Call us at 936-9991.
Go Blackhawks and go to Springs Valley Supply on Highway 145 in French Lick. Stop by for top quality Valspar paints for interior and exterior protection. And see the line of Cabot stains for steps and decks at Springs Valley Supply, your steel dealer in French Lick.
This is Eric Elkins, manager, inviting you to try our new Cadillac coffee with 9 creamer flavors and a dozen flavor shots. It's not expensive, just $1 for a 12-ounce cup of delicious coffee. Sign up for a Jones Reward card and for gas discounts at Valley Marathon, 936-9999.
Need a real estate appraisal? Do you need to sell your home, farm, or business? Call Brooks Galloway Real Estate and Appraisal on College Street in French Lick, 936-7301 or Paoli at 723-7302. See the listings on the web at brooksgalloway.com.
And before we get underway with tonight's Springs Valley football game, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Springs Valley High School football.
Catch all the action of Blackhawk and IU sports on the Sports Voice of the Valley, WFLQ, French Lick, Indiana.
See Rick Hamilton along with Kevin Farrell at the Hawks Nest. Final regular season game as they play it at home against North Daviess. Both teams coming in with a record of 2-6. Springs Valley won the toss. They'll elect to receive. They'll be going left to right in this first half of play. North Daviess is in white, Valley is in black. Getting set to kick off is Carter Robinson, back feet for the Hawks. are Jackson Land and Colby Lowe, and it's a short boot headed for the far sideline. Bobbled at the 30-yard line, and then falling on top of it there is Colton Dickey. So it looked like the Cougars kicking there to prevent any sort of a return. And it'll give the Hawks some pretty good field position. They'll take over 1st and 10. They'll spot the ball at their own 28-yard line as Cole Cooper, one of 6 senior starters, leads his team out onto the field. His offense, 155 at a senior. The fullback, Colton Dickey, 155 at a junior. The slot backs, Colby Lowe, 155 at a senior. Jackson Land at 165 at a senior. Split in, Jordan Curtis, 165 at a junior. And the other slot back, Ammon Acuff, 185 at a junior. On 1st down and 10, the handoff to Colby Lowe, trying to get to the outside. Found a hole momentarily, but it quickly closed as the Cougars got in and hold Colby to a gain of 2 on the play. It'll bring up now a 2nd down and 8. Doing the blocking for the Hawks, the center is Camden Grandstaff, 205 at a junior. Nate Hamilton, the left guard, 175 at a senior. Caleb McCracken, the right guard, 185 at a junior. Right tackle, Big Colton Reynolds, 280 and a senior. And on the other side, the left tackle, Nick Jones, also at 280 and a senior. Ball snap back to Cole Cooper, looking for running room. Tries the left side, and he doesn't get anywhere.
Yeah, Mike.
Brick wall there.
It'll be a little interesting with North Daviess, Mike, starting, looks like 3 freshmen on defense tonight. See how they are, if it's because of injuries or if they've been playing that much during the season. It'll be kind of interesting. Their front line, though, just the first 2 plays have gotten off the ball real well. Got some athletes up there, and they've been basically got it real tight, forcing us to throw the football. And 3rd and about 9, that's what we'll probably be doing here.
Ball snap back to Cooper, looking to throw. He's going long. He's got a man wide open. Jordan Curtis catches it at the 35. Nobody around him, and he races into the end zone for the touchdown. Oh, my goodness. A defensive secondary lapse by the Cougars as Jordan Curtis just ran an out pattern down the sideline, and Cole Cooper hit him perfectly in the numbers. All Jordan had to do was make sure he hauled it in, which he did, and nothing but green grass in front of him. A 71-yard touchdown pass, and the Blackhawks are on the board first, just 91 seconds into the game.
Yeah, Mike, Cole's he can hit people when they're open, and boy, he threw a beautiful pass there. And
Valley will go for 2. They're going to try to give it to Big Colton Reynolds, and the big guy able to muscle his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. They had Colton and Nick Jones in the backfield to run the football, and Colton looked like he was stopped at about the 2-yard line, but refused to go down and bowled his way into the end zone, and it's a great start for the Hawks. 10:29 to go, opening quarter on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. Valley up 8-0 on North Daviess. Back with more Blackhawks football right after this.
What's better than enjoying a fine meal at 33 Brick Street in French Lick? Savoring each mouth-watering bite on their outdoor patio and courtyard. Enhance your 33 Brick Street dining experience by taking in the open air during these warm months. Their patio and courtyard, featuring a fire pit, is perfect for special occasions or events, including wedding receptions, anniversaries, birthdays, and more. They can even design a special menu for your event. Make your reservations by calling 33 Brick Street at 936-3370. That's 936-3370. 33 Brick Street in downtown French Lick, good food all in a legendary atmosphere.
This is Springs Valley senior quarterback Cole Cooper, and you're listening to Blackhawks football on Q100.
Hawks using a big play to go up on top first on the 71-yard pass play from Cole Cooper to Jordan Curtis, but then with Josh Punturi, we found out this week, tore his ACL, so he is out for the season. Colton doing all the kicking. He kicked out of bounds, so that'll give the Cougars 1st and 10 now at their own 35-yard line. Quarterback is Jacob Combus. He'll work out of the shotgun. Hands off. And the ball carrier is Ethan Malone, a 190-pound senior. Looking for running room, didn't find a whole lot. Got back to the line of scrimmage, and that is all. It'll bring up now a second down and 10. So Combus, one of the 5 senior starters for North Daviess, 140. 190-pound senior Ethan Malone is the fullback. The slot backs are Joshua Krusenklaus, 150 and a sophomore, and Carter Robinson at 140 and a junior. Back to throw is Combus, and he finds his man. I believe that is Alec Cornelius who makes the reception. It is. And he will pick up about 6 yards out to the 41-yard line. So Cornelius, one of the split ends at 155, the senior. The other one is Ted Lamson at 150 and a junior. The gain was for, well, they're going to say is forward progress up to the 43, so it'll set up now a 3rd and 2 here for the Cougars. Columbus sets his team, hands off to Malone, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. He got maybe a yard. As forward progress will put him just shy of the 45-yard line, so it'll bring up 4th and 1, and we'll see what Trent Fine elects to do here.
Mike, it kind of looks like they're going to go for it, and, early in the game in your own field position. But I think, they're looking at it, Valley scoring early like that, they're probably wanting to try to, put some pressure.
Big play early on. Ball snapped back to Combus. Hand off here. And with a second effort, Malone able to squirt through the right side and pick up the necessary yardage. It looked like he was hit about a yard short, but then he kind of squirted through up to the 47. It'll be a gain of 3, but that'll be enough to move the chains here for the Cougars. Their offensive line consists of left tackle Max Wessner, 220 and a senior, left guard Dylan Latimer, 215 and a senior, the center Brandon Clark at 245, just a freshman, Chase Webster, 195 and a junior, the right guard, and at right tackle Alex Steffi at 240 and a sophomore. On the 47, 1st and 10 for the Cougars. The pitch goes off now. That is a new man in there. That is DJ Owens, and he is able to turn the corner and find some good running room. Despite the wetness, it is a light rain falling here right now, but Owens able to turn the corner and get good yardage well into Valley territory. And let's see where they mark it here. Actually, I think he might be just a yard or so shy, but it was still a good run. They'll spot the ball at the 40, we'll call it the 44-yard line, so it'll be a gain of 9. 2nd down and 1 now for the Cougars. They are now into Valley territory.
Yeah, they've got to spread out, Mike. And
here is Combus, fakes the handoff and then keeps the ball himself and carries it down to the 40-yard line. That'll be enough to move the chains.
Like I said, Mike,
gain on Combus's first carry of the night.
They basically got to spread out all over the field. They're going 2 wide on each side, and they're going to. This Combus, handles the ball pretty well, and their fullback. He's got some strength, so they'll spread it out, and they're going 3 wide left here. Let's see.
Got Cornelius, Krusenklaus, and Robinson all to this side. Handoff goes to Malone, trying to break to the outside, cuts it upfield. That's because Terry forced him inside, and he's able to dive forward for about 3 yards to the 37. It'll bring up now a 2nd down and 7. Valley with their traditional 4-4 front. The tackles, Colton Reynolds, 280 and a senior. Nick Jones at 280 and a senior. The ends are Caleb McCracken, 185 and a junior. Camden Grandstaff at 205 and a junior. The outside linebackers, Adam George, 170 and a junior. Drake Terry, 175 and a senior. Inside linebackers, Ammon Acuff, 185 and a junior. Justin Chipman at 195 and a senior. On 2nd down, here's a screen pass, and it is incomplete, intended for Ted Lamson over on the far side of the football field. That ball might have slipped out of the hands of Combus, causing him to throw it a little bit high. And now the Cougars are looking at a 3rd down and 7 here from the Hawk 37-yard line. We have played almost 5 minutes. Valley scored on their 3rd play from scrimmage, a bomb from Cooper to Curtis. Now Combus back to throw, rolling to his right. Fires it downfield, and the pass is broken up. Nice job. Boy, I'll tell you what, Drake Perry, talk about a guy that is all over the field. He has made big defensive play after big defensive play all year, and he just came out of nowhere again. That pass looked like it was going to be caught by Cornelius, and Drake was able to get there in time and bat the pass away, so it'll bring up now a 4th down and 7.
Yeah, the quarterback, Mike, he's got a good arm. He rifled that ball, and as you mentioned, Terry got a beat on it, and could have been 6 the other way if he'd just a hair quicker on that. But, you know, he has, like last week, just had an outstanding game, and
Cougars will go for it. Ball snapped back to Comas. Has some time. Looks, fires over the middle, and the pass is incomplete. It was intended for Carter Robinson. It was actually tipped, I think, by a Valley player. Almost intercepted back there by Jordan Curtis. But the incomplete pass will force the Cougars to give the ball up on downs. And the Hawks now will take over the football here, already leading 8-0 with 6:53 to go here in this opening quarter of play on the Fast Eddie's Country Store and Deli scoreboard.
Mike, we'll have to see if North Daviess plays as tight as they did last time. They've got 9 still right in the up front there.
Counter play, Colby Lowe looking for running room, just following his blockers, able to cross the 40, and they'll halt his forward progress near the 41-yard line.
Number 20, Colby Lowe on the carry. So they're not really respecting the pass hardly at all, Mike. And, you know, on the first or second down, we may have to throw just to, you know, it's really you're going to have a one-on-one situation in the way they're playing their defense right now. Their two safeties are, 2 middle guys are up 3 or 4 yards from the line of scrimmage. So
gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. At the Valley 41. In motion, Cooper to the far side and some movement. Did North Daviess jump across? Valley player moved as well. And still no indication from the officials.
I think we got.
And they are going to call offside here on the Cougars. So that'll help the Hawks.
2nd down and 1.
And move it up now to the 46-yard line. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 1. North Daviess has Max Wesner at one of their tackles, 220, the senior. Spencer Strong, 115, a freshman. The other tackle, the ends are Jacob Miley, just a freshman at 215, and Alex Steffi at 240, and a sophomore. 2nd and short now for the Hawks. Up under center is Cooper, and again he may have drawn North Daviess offside, although no flag. Hand off to Colton Dickey. Oh, he escaped one tackle and kept running for more and was able to at least pick up the first down. He didn't get a whole lot of extra yardage, but he did get enough for the Hawks to pick up their first down of the night.
Mike, I'd say right now Coach Hammond's probably looking for our line to get off the ball a little better. It looks like North Daviess, their front 4 are beating our offense off the ball, and you know, they're bringing, like I said, they're bringing 7 or 8 guys, though, and that's makes it pretty tough on that line to block, and we'll just have to see how if we open it up a little bit.
In motion, Curtis to the near side, and again, the Cougars are anticipating the cadence here of Cole Cooper, and they just caught again jumping offside. That was Carter Robinson here on the near side. So that'll move the ball into North Daviess territory to the 47. And they'll give the Hawks a 1st down and 5.
I'd say that could slow them down a little bit. I mean, 3 offsides, and, you know, we're just 7 or 8 minutes in the game.
Ball snap back to Cooper, handoff here, and oh my goodness, no running room at all here for Jordan Curtis. He was the man in motion to the near side, and again, great penetration by the Cougars, and no gain on the play on Jordan's first rush of the night. 2nd down and 5 for the Hawks at the 47-yard line of the Cougars. 5 minutes to go, opening quarter. Valley with an 8-0 lead. They scored on their first possession. This time Cooper out of shotgun. In motion is Land. Here is Cooper. He takes off with it, looking to turn the left corner, and is going to be hit and run out of bounds at about the 45. Boy, tell you what, for a team here, Kevin, that is allowing 37 points a game here in the early going, they really have the Hawks' number as they are
Yeah, they're definitely quicker to the ball than what we've seen. Definitely last week and the week before. Their kids, they're playing basically a 5-4, and they get to the ball quickly. And we're 3rd and 4 here. Let's see if we put it in the air.
On 3rd and 3, Cooper takes the snap, hands off Curtis. This time, Jordan, big hole, up the middle, it's a foot race. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Springs Valley. So unlike a couple of plays ago when Jordan was brought down for no gain, this time the counter play worked a huge hole right up the middle, and with his speed, no Cougar could catch him. A 45-yard scamper, another big play for the Hawks, and they have their 2nd touchdown of the night with 4:35 to go here in this opening quarter of play.
That's 2 plays, Mike, where we've been able to, long yardage plays, and just a matter of getting through that first line of defense, and we'll have some big plays tonight.
Hawks will go for 2. The handoff to Jackson Land, and Jackson, the senior, plows his way into the end zone, and the Hawks are rolling here. We're still in the first quarter. 4:35 to go. It is now Valley 16, North Daviess nothing on the Fast Eddie's Country Store and Deli scoreboard. We'll return with more Blackhawk football right after this.
I'm Christian Bloom, Dean of the Vincent University Jasper campus. We work closely with industry to ensure our programs are relevant and lead to high-paying jobs locally. I'm also proud of our seamless transferability, saving you thousands on credits that transfer to both private and public institutions. Job promotion, career change, or just want to save money while completing gen eds. VUJ just makes sense. Get your start today with a focused, quality education at Vincent University Jasper.
Back we come to Springs Valley High School, where the Hawks now have a 16-0 lead on North Daviess. Jordan Curtis, his 2nd touchdown of the contest. He caught one earlier this quarter. Now he runs as Colton Reynolds now kicks off and sends a squib boot past the North Daviess player. That is Carter Robinson. He picks it up at the 8-yard line, brings it out to the 15 to the 20, and will go down as Cole Cooper gets in on the tackle up at the 22-yard line. So one of the better boots we have seen from Colton Reynolds. And now the Cougars back on the attack here, but now they find themselves down by 2 scores.
Yeah, Mike, right now it's an important part of the game. Valley's got a chance to really put this game away early if they could have a big stop here, turnover, and get another score in before this first quarter's over.
Columbus out of the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off to Owens in the backfield, and he tried to elude a Valley defender, and as he did, his feet went out from under him. He'll lose a yard or 2. Spotted at the 19, so to say loss of a yard. It'll bring up now 2nd down and 11. We gave you Valley's front line, their linebackers, their secondary, Jackson Land, 165, the senior, Cole Cooper at 155, the senior, and Jordan Curtis, the safety, at 165 at a junior. We're also going to see a lot of Mark Pieper in there as well. Mark, a senior, at 150 pounds. Again, out of the shotgun, back to throw is Combus. Rolls to his right, looks, fires it downfield, and he severely underthrows his target. That was Carter Robinson, about 15 yards downfield, but the pass only went about 11. And that'll bring up now a 3rd down and long here for the Cougars.
Mike, I think the defense right now, they've got a good beat on this offense North Daviess got, and they're going to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback now. I think North Daviess looks like they're going to start throwing it around, and it gives the Hawks a chance to pick off a few here.
4 wideouts, 2 to either side. Combus the snap, hands off to Owens again, and again not finding a whole lot of running room straight ahead. Maybe got up to the 20, perhaps a fraction past it. Well, we'll spot it right at the 20, so it's only a yard gain for Owen. 4th down and 10, and you've got to think here that the Cougars will punt. They will. Aiden Waterfield is back in punt formation. The Hawks have nobody back deep to receive this punt. Jackson Land, the closest at the 40-yard line. Ball snap back. It's off the hands of Waterfield. He's in trouble, and he's hit and goes down inside the 5-yard line. Oh, the Hawks were smelling a rush that time, and the snap was high to Waterfield, and I think it was Colton Reynolds. Nick Jones helping out as well. I think Justin Shipman was in there as well, and they snow Waterfield for a loss. Back to the 4. It'll be a loss of 16. It'll go as a failed 4th down conversion, and now the Hawks have it 1st and goal at the North Daviess 4-yard line. Ball snap back to Cooper. Hands off to Colby Lowe. He drives forward, and he is in. Touchdown, Springs Valley, and they are starting to turn this one into a rout. They need this one play as Colby Lowe barrels his way into the end zone. Still 3:04 to go here in the opening quarter, and the Hawks already have their 3rd score.
Well, Mike, just what the Hawks needed there was a turnover, and now, senior night could be an interesting night for the Hawks. I think they...
Let's see if they give it to Nick Jones. He's in there, and now, the Hawks call a timeout here. They had just snapped the ball when the whistle blew, and they are going to grant the Hawks their timeout. So we'll step aside for a quick break as well with 3:04 to go. Opening quarter on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. 22-0 Hawks. As we return to more Blackhawks football right after this.
Attention cord cutters. Have you switched to streaming TV services only to discover your internet speed isn't cutting it? Make your streaming TV experience seamless with Smithville's fiber internet, the best for streaming TV, movies, videos, and more. Smithville Fiber is prepared for today's technology as well as whatever tomorrow brings. Be more than a cord cutter. Be on the cutting edge of internet. Visit switchtosmithville.com today to learn more or call us at 800-742-4084.
Cancer charity. Thank you to everyone. Back we come to the Hawks' nest. Hawks have just put in their 3rd touchdown. We're still 3:04 to go opening quarter. Now they're going to go for 2.
Mike, we got Jones and Reynolds in the backfield.
Yeah, Colton ran it in for the 2-point conversion last time. Now they're going to try to throw into the end zone, and they will to Ammon Acuff, who is wide open.
Number 84, Ammon Acuff. 2-point conversion.
That time, Cooper faked the handoff to Colton, and Ammon in that tight end position just slipped into the end zone, wide open, hauls it in, and the Hawks now 3 for 3 on their 2-point conversions. With 3:04 to go, it's now 24-0 Hawks on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. Back with more Springs Valley football in just a moment.
We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust. You'll love our helpful staff, our warm and smiling faces. Latest tools and services, delivered by the friends you trust. We're loyal to your family, your business, your future. Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust.
Following Valley's 3rd touchdown, this time Colton Reynolds just flat out pops it up. It deflected off of a Springs Valley player past the 50-yard line, but it didn't touch the ground. And the Hawks didn't secure possession of it anyway, so North Daviess is going to keep the football. It's just a matter of where they are going to spot it here.
Yeah, it should be I think it should be where the defense touches it, yeah.
Well, Kevin, Hawks have had the ball for all of 3 minutes and 55 seconds of this football game, and they have 3 scores to their credit.
Yeah, Mike,
that's efficiency.
Right now, they've got North Daviess on their heels, and the Hawks are, they haven't really had a game like it. Maybe the Crawford game, but really, actually,
not sure why the officials are talking to Mark Hammond here.
I'm not sure either. It looked like a pretty easy call. That's not right.
Yeah, I don't know where they are setting the football here right now.
I don't think they do either. Illegal touch, but I guess that's what it was.
They're going to call catch interference on the Hawks. Apparently they felt like a North Daviess player had a chance to catch the football, and the Hawks got in the way. I'm not sure anybody called for a fair catch or anything like that.
No, there wasn't a North Daviess guy around it, Mike.
No, there really wasn't. Instead, the Hawks will take the Cougars have it 1st and 10 now at the North Daviess 38-yard line, and going nowhere here on 1st down is Ethan Malone. So that'll fire the Hawks up a little bit. It'll be a loss of a yard for Malone. It'll bring up now a 2nd down and 11. So I guess that'll go as a 15-yard penalty here on the Hawks. So we'll see if the defense can withstand that. Combus out of a shotgun, 4 wideouts, back to throw. Fires it out on the flat. The pass is, in and out of the hands of Ted Lamson. He was wide open out there, about 5 yards downfield, and he may have just taken his eye off of it momentarily, and it'll bring up now a 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, the quarterback doesn't throw too bad, Mike, when he gets his feet set, and he doesn't have to be, scrambling and running around. So but he just dropped that. That was just a...
Combus has thrown for 702 yards coming into the ball game. 41% accuracy. He's thrown for 7 touchdowns, but he also has been intercepted 8 times. Down to 4 on the play clock. Cougars hurry to the line. Combus back to throw. Steps up, fires a wobbler downfield, and the pass is knocked away at the last second by Jackson Land. Lamson was the intended receiver, and Jackson did a nice job of timing his jump there and getting his hand on the ball to knock it away. It'll bring up now a 4th down and 11 here for the Cougars as it stops the clock with 2:18 to go opening quarter. Valley leading already 24-0.
Mike, we've had some quick games, but I think tonight might be a long one.
3 wideouts to the far side. The Cougars go for it on 4th down. Combus rolling to his right. Looks, fires it downfield. Has his man, but stopping him short of the 1st down is Jackson Land, as Cornelius made the reception, but he'll go down at about the 32-yard line. They needed to get to the 28 for the 1st down. So for the 3rd straight series, the Cougars have given the ball up on downs, and the Hawks have the pigskin back now at their own 32-yard line. That'll go as a 7-yard reception to Alec Cornelius. And now with 2:10 to go here in the opening quarter, the Hawks begin their 4th possession. We'll see what they can do here. They are 3 for 3 on their previous possession. Out of that pistol, Cooper takes it, hands off Colby Lowe. This time the Cougars smell it out as big Alex Steffi came in, shed his block, and was able to get Colby after a short gain. They'll spot it up at the 30, let's call it the 33, only a yard gain on the play. It'll bring up now a 2nd down and 9.
Mike, if we can break one loose here, it'll be a 60, 70-yarder.
In motion Land. Jackson gets it. Counter play left. Trying to get to the outside. Has some running room. He's out to the 40 to the 45. It looked like he was off to the races, but he got tripped up there at the last second. But he is going to get enough yardage for the 1st down out over the 45 and up to about the 47-yard line. That's a 14-yard pickup on Jackson's first carry of the night. And the Hawks continue to move the football against this outmanned North Daviess defense. This time Drake Terry will split wide to the near side. Land and Curtis in the slot. Handoff goes to Jordan on the outside, turns the corner, 50 to the 45 of North Daviess, and before they can spill him, Jordan able to take it down to the 42-yard line of North Daviess. That was just a simple pitch there, and Jordan had all sorts of running room, and he will pick up 11 yards there. All of a sudden, Jordan now, that's his 3rd carry for 56 yards.
Yeah, Mike, I think our line's starting to, lean on them a little bit here, and, they've been basically playing defense the whole quarter, so it'll wear them down.
Cooper sends Land in motion. Jackson on the counter, started outside, takes it up the middle. He's got good running room, carrying a North Daviess defender. That was Carter Robinson on his back for about 4 or 5 extra yards. As Jackson displaying his strength there, and he powers his way for 13 yards down to the 29-yard line, and that'll be enough for another Springs Valley first down. Hawks with 10 seconds to go look like they'll get the playoff here. In motion is Land. He gets the handoff, slips through a tackle, driving forward, and he'll be close to another first down as he's inside the 20 and down to about the 19-yard line. So the Hawks just slicing through these Cougars like melted butter, and they're on their way here to what they hope will be their 4th touchdown of the contest. With that, we come to the end of the first quarter here on senior night in the Valley. It's been all Hawks so far. After 12 minutes, they lead North Daviess 24-0 on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. Back for the second quarter in a moment. This is Springs Valley High School football.
You've worked hard to build and protect it throughout your lifetime. Enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing all you've worked for may be preserved for your heirs. Please call Jamie Sullivan, Senior Vice President of Investments of Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James, located in Mitchell at 849-2670. Jamie can help design a comprehensive plan suited for your family's future financial needs. Call Jamie Sullivan today at 849-2670. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
A salute to the Blackhawks from Tony Robbins and the construction crew at TRC Construction in French Lick for concrete work, land clearing, and site work, driveways, foundations, patios, and sidewalks. Call TRC Construction 653-7007.
This is Springs Valley senior running back Colby Lowe. Now back to more Blackhawks football with Mike Hamilton on Q100.
We welcome you back to the Hawks Nest, where Valley driving for hopefully their 4th score of the ball game. They're in the red zone now after the 11-yard run on the final play of the first quarter by Jackson Land, who's up to 38 yards now. Valley at the North Daviess 18-yard line, and now more movement here. And another offside call against the Cougars. That is their 3rd infraction of the contest. And sure makes it easy when you have these 1st and 5, Kevin.
Well, Mike, the ball, it's tough, but the ball's right in front of the 2 guys that jumped off sides. You just watch the ball. When the ball moves, you move. If you're trying to anticipate the count, that'll catch you.
Cooper sets his team, sends Curtis in motion. Now Cole takes off on the right side. He's at the 10, he's at the 5, and pulled down inside the 5 at about the 3-yard line. That should be good enough for a first down.
First down!
It is from the 3-yard line, 1st and goal after the 10-yard run. By the way, we haven't run through the rest of North Daviess' defense. We gave you their front line. Their linebackers in the middle is Ethan Malone, 190, the senior. The left linebacker, just a freshman, so Jeffers at 146. And senior Alec Cornelius at 155 pounds, the other outside linebacker. From the 3, 1st and goal Hawks. Ball snapped back to Cooper. He hands off to Jackson Land off the left side, and he is able to break the plane of the end zone. Touchdown, Springs Valley. They have their 4th score of the night, and they are quickly turning this into a rout. It's now 30-0 in favor of the Hawks.
Well, Mike, anytime you're starting 3 freshmen on the defense, that's just a hard hill to climb there. I mean, unless they're just way ahead of their age there, it's just tough. Valley's taking advantage of that. And, they're executing awfully well, though, Valley is.
Valley will go for 2. The handoff to Nick Jones, and does he get in? No indication. Now the arms go up by the line judge. Or did they? No, now they're going to say he did not. Oh. Well, the official on this side raised his arms up to say he got in. That's what Mark Hammond is arguing about, but I don't think he's going to win the argument. Boy, would that have been a thrill for Nick Jones to power his way into the end zone. Instead, The Hawks still have their 4th touchdown of the game, and with 11:26 to go first half, they now lead North Daviess 30-0 on the Fast City scoreboard. Back with more Blackhawks football right after this.
Caring people make the difference at Springs Valley Meadows in French Lick.
You can feel it the minute you walk into Springs Valley Meadows. We're the experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. We're here to help you and your family find answers, solutions, and peace of mind. In fact, we become an extension of your family. For more information about Springs Valley Meadows, Highway 145, French Lick, visit ascseniorcare.com.
Or call Springs Valley Meadows at 936-9991.
This is Springs Valley Senior wide receiver Jackson Land. Your power station for Blackhawk Sports is Q100 WFLQ.
Colton Reynolds' leg probably getting pretty tired. This will be the 4th time he's kicked off. He sends a spiraling boot down to about the 30-yard line, where it is picked up there. Grabbing the football is Aiden Waterfield, and he lost the football, and he may have been able to fall on top of it, so the Cougars are going to keep the football here. The nearly disaster once again. North Daviess now will have it.
Michael,
spot it up at about the 37-yard line.
This will be one of the first times tonight we're going to see a lot of young guys on the Valley's team get a play, sometime in the second half. We'll get a good look at them. And it's just like you mentioned earlier, a little bit of an overmatch right now. Outmanned, Valley's kind of clicking on all cylinders. And, North Daviess, I think they've been very competitive in a lot of their games, and just tonight, just overmatched.
Ball snap back to Combus, fires it out on the flat. It is caught and then dropped. Boy, Ted Lamson has had a tough day there at wide receiver tonight. And now I think we may have just had an unsportsmanlike called against Lamson here. As Lamson looked at the official, couldn't hear anything that was said, and now he's coming over to plead his case, but I think we're going to get an unsportsmanlike call. Oh, no, they're going to call it on. Oh, no, okay. They pointed Valley's way. Now he turned it and called it against North Daviess. So if things are bad enough right now for the Cougars, this certainly isn't going to help their case.
I don't know what he would be arguing there. He dropped the ball. I don't think the official had anything to do with that.
So the down will count. Should have come after the play, so it should be second down, and they'll move it back to the 23, so it should be second down and 25 here now for the Cougars, who are now up to 30 yards in penalties. We're early second quarter, 30-0 Hawks here on senior night. They are quickly turning this one into a laugher against a very outmanned North Daviess team. Combus with 4 wideouts, 2 to the other side, takes the snap, hands off to Malone, tripped up. No, he's going to keep the football, trying to get to the outside, and again, not much running room at all as Jackson Land and Colton Dickey combine on the tackle. So that will he'll lose a yard. Combus will back to the 22, so it'll bring up now a third down and 26.
Yeah, Mike, we'll see. They've got it still spread out, but I just don't. Valley will be picking something off here. I think that ball goes in the air. One of our kids are probably going to gamble a little bit.
The pitch goes to Ethan Malone, trying to get to the outside, and what a great job by Drake Terry again, who got out there and made a great open field tackle and brings Malone down for maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage. Nope, he loses another yard back to the 21. It'll bring up now a fourth down and 27, and these Hawks are fired up here defensively. Now, Waterfield back in punt formation. Remember, he bobbled it, and the Hawks snowed him under back at the 4. He's standing at his own 10-yard line. Low snap. He is just able to get it off, and it's not too bad of a punt. It'll take a bit of a North Daviess roll, and the Cougars will down it right at midfield. So it'll be a 29-yard punt for Waterfield. No return, and the Hawks have the football back again, leading 30-0 with 9:48 remaining here in this first half of play, looking to add to their lead.
Mike, you had mentioned earlier Scotty Helms, who coached here at North Daviess for 20 years.
Right.
I think I coached against him about 15 years, and he did a heck of a job over there.
He did.
You know,
I really liked working with him.
A lot. I mean, his teams were competitive every year, and some years they were really just really tough to match up against. And you know, there's
on first down and 10. Oh, there's a bit of a busted play for the Hawks. Very slow in developing. They finally got the ball off to. I think that was Adam George carrying the football, and I'm not sure if Adam didn't go in the right direction or what happened, but he ends up losing 3 yards back to the 47. So they'll bring up now a second down and 13.
One of North Daviess' biggest rivals, I don't think they still play him now, was Linton. And boy, I tell you, when Linton, of course, good about every year, North Daviess would compete against them.
Flag is down as Colby Lowe on the counter play right. Finds some good running room, but they're going to call a illegal shift here on the Hawks. I think they had 2 men move at the same time, so this will nullify the nice run by Colby. He picked up close to 10 yards on the play, but this one will be coming back. Officiating crew, Brent Verwers is the referee, Chris Clancy the umpire, Matt Bond is the head linesman, Andy Wingham, the line judge, and Bob Chrisman, the back judge.
Mike, I know one year, I think it was 2010, North Daviess scored 74 points on Linton, and I think it ended up 74-50, something like that. But
wow!
So they've had some great football teams.
Hawks looking at a second down and 18 back at their 42. Out of the pistol, Cooper takes the snap, looks to throw, fires downfield for Jackson Ladd, and Jackson just took it away from Lampson. He's running down the near sideline, 10-5, touchdown, Springs Valley. What a job by Jackson Ladd. It just became a jumping contest, and in midair, Jackson was able to take the ball away from Lampson, and then Lampson got caught out of position. Jackson turned and outraced him to the end zone. The Hawks have their 5th touchdown of the ball game, and with 8:35 remaining here in this first half of play, they now have a 36-0 lead, and the Hawks are going to be called for an unsportsmanlike. Apparently, the celebration of the end zone a little bit too excessive. But again, another great pass, Kevin, thrown by Cole Cooper that gave Jackson a chance to grab that.
Oh, like you had mentioned, Lampson had a heck of a shot at it. He struggled this second quarter here, but it was basically a jump ball, and Jackson has showed great hands too. I mean, he went up full extension, pulled it out.
So they are going over to explain, I think here,
I don't know about
the Cougars can either take it on the extra point or they can take it on the kickoff. I believe you have that option. I suppose if I were North Daviess, I'd probably just take it on the kickoff, and that looks like what they're going to do. So it'll be unsportsmanlike here against the Hawks, and they will administer it on the kickoff. So Valley will be kicking off from the 25 when we get to that point.
I'm not for sure about the celebration. If it was just players to each other, I'm not for sure the call on that, you know.
By the way, that goes as a 58-yard touchdown pass from Cole Cooper to Jackson Ladd. Now the Hawks are going to go for 2. Cooper still in at quarterback, takes the snap, rolls to his left, cuts it upfield, spins away, and he's not going to get into the end zone. Good job by the Cougars to string out the Hawks and keep Cole from getting in to the end zone. But Valley has their 5th touchdown here of this first half, and they continue to add to their lead. 8:35 to go first half. It's now 36-0 Hawks on the Fast City scoreboard. Back with more Valley football in just a moment.
This is Eric Elkins, manager, inviting you to try our new Cadillac coffee with 9 creamer flavors and a dozen flavor shots. It's not expensive, just $1 for a 12-ounce cup of delicious coffee. Sign up for a Jones Reward card and for gas discounts at Valley Marathon, 936-9999.
Go Blackhawks and go to Springs Valley Supply on Highway 145 in French Lick. Stop by for top quality Valspar paint for interior and exterior protection. And see the line of Cabot stains for steps and decks at Springs Valley Supply, your steel dealer in French Lick.
This is Springs Valley senior lineman Colton Reynolds, and you're listening to Blackhawks football on Q100.
Go Blackhawks and go to Dairy Queen of Spring Valley for the Snickerdoodle. It's the October blizzard of the month. And remember, you get $5 off DQ frozen cakes in the display case every Monday at Dairy Queen of Spring Valley. Well, the Hawks do it again. Another big play. Kevin, that is the Hawks' third play of 45 yards or more for a touchdown.
Yeah, boy. Mike, early in the game there, it kind of looked like North Daviess. They had everybody up there, and they were making some plays early, but gotten wore down. And boy, our kids, like I said, they're making. You got Jordan Curtis, and you got Jackson and Cole and Kobe Lowe. Those guys a little too quick, and they're going. It's not close to being over yet. They're going to make some other big runs tonight.
Colton Reynolds kicks off, picked up here by, I believe that was So Jeffers, and Valley having to kick off from the 25 unsportsmanlike call. So that'll allow the Cougars to have pretty good field position up at their own 48-yard line with 8:28 to go first half. Still 36-0.
Mike, it'll be interesting for next week. You know, Washington tonight they play Salem. I don't know if it's home or away, but that's a big rivalry there. It'll be probably a pretty good matchup. So be a little interesting going into next week. I think Valley will be coming in on a big high.
Combus out of a shotgun to throw the football. Again, trying to go on the flat to Ted Lamson, and that poor guy.
He's taking
maybe he should have just stayed in bed today because that pass right through his hands again. He was wide open, and again, he could not hang on to the football. It'll bring up now a 2nd down and 10. Feel for guys like that when they have those kind of nights, but again, Lamson just a junior, so he'll have more games to try to prove himself. 2nd down and 10 now for the Cougars as Combus takes it, hands off to Owens, works his way off the left side, and he will fight his way forward for about 3, maybe 4 yards as he's able to cross midfield and get it to the 49-yard line. Gain of 3. Now the Cougars looking at a 3rd down and 7.
3rd down.
Yeah, Mike.
4 wideouts, 2 to either side on this 3rd and long. Combus looks to throw. Fires it out of the flat, and it's in and out of the hands of yet another defender, or another receiver. That is the coach's son, Hunter Fine, a 5'10", 130-pound freshman. So I'll tell you, if you're Jacob Combus, you've got to be a little frustrated with what's going on with your receiving core out there. So it's 4th and 7 now at the Valley 49 for the Cougars.
Yeah, he throws a nice ball, and I don't think it's wet or anything. It's just they're not concentrating or taking their eye off it right then.
And now the Cougars are going to take a timeout here with 7:47 left in the first half, and Valley on top, 36-0 on the Fast City scoreboard. Matt Cooper, the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ Incorporated, are proud of our young leaders that excel between the lines and in the classroom. BRCJ salutes the parents, teachers, and coaches for their support of these activities because life is a team sport. And Research Chiropractic Center wants to wish Trey Tolliver and the Black Hawk Brigade the best of luck at the regionals tomorrow down in Evansville for all your chiropractic needs. Remember Research Chiropractic Center at 723-2277. They have your back. And indeed, good luck to our band members tomorrow. They are 2-time Class D ISMA champion, so trying for a three-peat here this year, and boy, don't count these folks out. Certainly.
Oh, no. I tell you, Luke does one heck of a job with them. And
he does.
They will definitely have a great shot at it.
Here we go. Cougars go for it on 4th down. Back to throw. Combus fires downfield, and he's got his man. Finally making the catch, Joshua Cruisenclouds. It wasn't the best of throws, but
number 6,
Cruisenclouds was able to haul that one in at the 37-yard line. It'll be a gain of 12 on that pass play, and will give North Daviess a first down, and that is the first down for them since their first series of the contest. Now from the Valley 37, Combus to throw again. Fires out on the flat. Oh, and making a nice catch here. He had to leap for it. Was Ted Lamson. So Lamson finally able to make a catch. Boy, the one's right in his chest he can't hold on to. He leaps 2 feet in the air, and he's able to haul it in. He'll pick up 6 yards there to set up now a 2nd down and 4. What's Combus passing now here so far?
He is 3 out of 11, Mike, and like I said, with 5 drops.
Right. On 2nd down and 6, Combus looks to throw. He's in trouble in the backfield. Oh, he gets out of it, looking for running room, able to cross the 30 and get it down to about the 27. Boy, the Hawks had the blitz on there as both Kayla McCracken and Nick Jones came storming in, and Combus was able to do a Houdini act to get out of that, and actually picked up 3 yards on the play. So it'll set up now a 3rd down and 1 here for the Cougars. They're now at the Valley 28-yard line. 3 wideouts to the far side. Owens the lone setback. Hand off to DJ looking for first down yardage. He'll be close as he goes down right at the first down marker. Mark Pieper in on the stop for the Hawks. And the officials will eyeball it, and they will say it is enough for the first down. So credit Owens with a 2-yard gain, and the Cougars pick up the first down. They're now at the Valley 26. Halfway through the 2nd quarter, Hawks leading at 36-0.
Mike, these receivers have been going downfield about 6-7 yards and turning around. Our guys have to stay awake, make sure they don't do an up and go on them. They've got here.
Again, 3 wideouts to the far side. Combus pumps once. Look, steps up. He's hit. He's trying to get away, and he won't. That's because Colton Reynolds had a hold of his legs and refused to let go. And Combus gets sacked back at the 33-yard line. It'll be a loss of 7 yards on the play, and that should be another of the many highlights we have seen during the outstanding career of Colton Reynolds.
Yeah, he got good pressure, and he tried to squirm away like he did a while ago, but once Colton got a hold of him, he wasn't much else left for him to do.
So 2nd and long now for the Cougars as we dip under 5 minutes to go here, first half. Talk a little bit about our Springs Valley halftime report coming up after this play. To throw is Combus. Fires out on the flat. Making the catch out there was Alec Cornelius, and he got upended by Colton Dickey immediately. I mean, he had his legs taken out from under him. A legal hit. That'll go for 8 yards to the 25, but it's still going to set up now a 3rd down and 9 now for North Daviess. My guest coming up at halftime, and as the calendar clicks over here into the month of October, a month away from the start of the basketball season. And we will hear from boys coach Michael Leachman. Back to throw on 3rd down and 9. Combus fires over the middle. Oh, he's got a man wide open. That is Carter Robinson, who makes the catch, carries it all the way down to the 5-yard line, and then a flag comes in. We may have a face mask here against the Hawks. Yep, that is the case, and that's going to move the ball up even further here.
Well, Mike, they've caught 5 in a row, so...
yeah. So it'll go as a 21-yard pass play to Carter Robinson, and then the penalty will be basically a 2-yard penalty And now it'll bring up a 1st and goal now for the Cougars here at the 2-yard line. Malone in the backfield with Comas, who takes the snap, hands off to Malone, and he's hit. No, he's going to throw the football. He faked the handoff and tried to throw to Robinson. He had me fooled, but he didn't have the Hawk defense fooled, as Colton Dickey was able to get a hand in there and knock that away. It'll bring up now a 2nd down and goal from the 2.
Yeah, that was close. Colton had a good read on that. That could have been picked off and gone the other way.
Chicago's Pizza, good. Stop by Chicago's on the Boulevard in French Lick for the salad bar lunch, 11 to 1:30 Monday through Friday. Salad, pizza, breadsticks, and drink for $8.25 at Chicago's Pizza in French Lick for carryout 936-2962. 2nd and goal. Owens back in there now, and Comas is going to keep it this time as he fakes the handoff straight ahead, running into the end zone, and the Cougars finally are on the board with 3:39 remaining here in this first half of play. Hawks have been giving him good field position all night for the most part, Kevin, and finally the Cougars, some key first downs,
One of the big
finally
difference
punch it in.
One of the big difference in that drive was the receivers started catching the football and made a huge difference. And
North Daviess will go for 2 as Comas hands off to Owens, trying to sweep around left in, and with that wet grass out there, his feet go out from under him. So the Cougars unsuccessful on the 2-point conversion, but they do get it on the scoreboard with 3:39 to go first half on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. The Hawks now lead the Cougars 36-6. Back with more Springs Valley football after this.
I'm Christian Bloom, Dean of the Vincent University Jasper campus. We work closely with industry to ensure our programs are relevant and lead to high-paying jobs locally. I'm also proud of our seamless transferability, saving you thousands on credits that transfer to both private and public institutions. Job promotion, career change, or just want to save money while completing gen eds. VUJ just makes sense. Get your start today with a focused, quality education at Vincent University Jasper.
This is Springs Valley senior lineman Justin Haley. Your powered station for Blackhawks sports is Q100 WFLQ.
Carter Robinson kicking off, and he tried to pin the Hawks down around the 20-yard line, kicking it to the far side of the field, but unfortunately for North Daviess, it goes out of bounds, and it'll give Valley good field position as they will move it up now to the 35-yard line.
Mike, I see the umbrella has been put up. Looks like the rain has stopped, and it's going to be just a little cool.
We can see the cheerleaders again. They were blocked out with those umbrellas.
Mike, we went from playing last week, I think, 76, 78 degrees to 38 tonight. So.
Yeah. More like football weather,
Yeah,
I guess.
a little more like football weather.
All right, from the 35, Hawks back in possession of the football. Jackson Land splits wide to the near side. Cooper hands off to Curtis. Counter play, taking it up the middle, across the 35, and we'll pick up a couple of hard-earned yards here to about the 37-yard line.
2-yard gain on the play, 2nd down and 8.
Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Well, they are going to mark it back to the 37, so 2nd down and 8. 58 yards now on 4 carries here for Mr. Curtis. We mentioned Michael Leachman that we will have on and talk basketball. Of course, the Hawk boys, the defending sectional 64 champions. Hand off to Curtis again. Oh, he's not going to avoid Alex Steffi this time, who grabbed a hold of his jersey and held on. And that one didn't go anywhere, as was Steffi, big guy, 240, just a sophomore, so going to hear from him as well. That's a 4-yard loss on the play there for Jordan. It'll bring up now a 3rd down.
Well, Mike, when you get up 36-0, it's just hard to keep players
maintain your focus,
focused and energy going. And we'll see if they can finish out the half over here. Get a first down here on 3rd and 13. Put them.
Curtis splits wide to the near side. two men moving. They're going to have to reset. Nope, now they're going to get the flag here. Here's Cooper running for his life. Throws it downfield. He's got his man Jackson Land at the 45, and he'll be pushed out of bounds at the 50, but this is going to come back. You know, you can solve that very easily, Kevin. All the Hawks had to do was reset those guys, and they would have been all right. But instead, Cooper went ahead with his cadence, took the snap, and this pass play will go for naught. And this will now make a 3rd down and 17 here for the Hawks. And, you know, West Washington next week, the opponent here, just too good of an opponent for you to make mistakes like that.
Yeah, we got it. Like I said, I think they've lost a little focus here this last 2 or 3 minutes, and you know, I think mainly a lot of that has to do with the score. You know, you get up and kids start thinking young kids will be coming in the second half, but you got
down to 6 on the play clock. In motion is Curtis.
Yep, got them offside.
Cooper back to throw, fires it downfield, and he well overthrows his target, Jordan Curtis, up at about the 45-yard line. So this will bring up a 4th down now, and the Hawks undoubtedly will have to pump the football away.
Yeah, you wouldn't want them to score before halftime, so I'm sure the Hawks may call a timeout once they get the ball and just make sure they keep them out of the end zone here before half.
Dropping back deep for North Daviess is Ted Lamson. Nope, got somebody different in there. I think that might be Carter Robinson. Cooper, a low line drive boot, fielded at the 43-yard line. That is Cornelius that takes it and is able to get some good running room as the kick outlasted the coverage there. And good return here for Cornelius, and the Cougars are going to have good field position once again. They will start at the Valley 43-yard line. So Hawks are going to have to figure out a way to quit giving North Daviess good field position. That was a 29-yard punt and a 14-yard return. So North Daviess looking for another score before halftime. Minute 25 to go, trailing 36-6. And here's an incomplete pass. One of the poorer throws we've seen Combus make. He was trying to go there to Carter Robinson, and he threw it at Robinson's feet. So it'll bring up now a 2nd down and 10. It stops the clock for the minute 21 to go here before halftime. We were saying with Michael Leachman as our halftime guest in the senior spotlight tonight will be Drake Terry, the man that has been making some big plays defensively. 3 wideouts to the near side. Combus back to throw, steps up, in a little bit of trouble, avoids a couple of tackles again, now running for it. He's to the 40-yard line, and this time the Hawks bring him down. But again, somehow Combus doing a Houdini act back there, as looks like the Hawks had him nailed for a loss, but he's able to pick up about 4 yards to the 39-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 6, and now the Cougars will stop the clock as they take their first timeout with 54 seconds remaining here in this first half of play, and the Hawks leading 36-6 on the Fast Eddie's Country Store and Deli scoreboard. Matt Cooper and the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ Incorporated are proud of our young leaders that excel between the lines and in the classroom. BRCJ salutes the parents, teachers, and coaches for their support of these activities, because life is a team sport. You know, we were talking, Kevin, about the Black Hawk Brigade. We want to wish 2 of our cross-country runners the best tomorrow. Justin Curtis and Maya Miller running in the regional down at Crawford County. And then we certainly can't forget another sectional 64 defending champion. Our Lady Black Hawk volleyballers will go for a defense of their crown. They'll take on Wood Memorial around 12:30 tomorrow. And then if they win there, they'll take on the DuBois and Tecumseh winner tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for the championship.
Yeah, that'll be a heck of a day there, you know.
You bet.
You know, Tecumseh and DuBois, I know 2 strong teams, but
on 3rd and 6, back to throw is Combus, rolling to his right, big rush, Still moving, looks, fires it downfield, and the pass, it's almost intercepted. Drake Terry had it. He had to leap for the football, and as he came down, the receiver over there, Joshua Cruisenklaus, was able to jar him just enough to knock the football away. Otherwise, Drake would have had yet another pick.
Yeah, he made a good play, the boy from North Daviess. I mean, he didn't give up on the play and at least kept from getting an interception. So
it'll be 4th and 6 now for North Daviess at the Valley 39. 52 seconds to go before intermission. Again, out of a shotgun, Combus with 4 wide outs, 3 to the near side. Combus fires it out on the flat, and this time it is intercepted by Drake Terry. And he is pulled out of bounds after a short gain, but good coverage again by the Hawks as both Jackson Land and Drake Terry were there. It was too high for Jackson to come up with it, but Drake did, and that's our first turnover of the night, and that will pretty well thwart any chance for the Cougars to score here before halftime.
They kept throwing out the flats, Mike, and you don't want to pick on Terry too often. I think it went one too many times there.
Right. So Valley has it at their own 41, but there's only 45 seconds left, so we'll see if Mark Hammond is content to go into the dressing room without trying to put more points on the board. They do have 2 timeouts remaining if they want to. Wouldn't hurt to maybe take a shot or 2 deep here, as we've already seen Jordan Curtis beat a man deep.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here.
Jackson Land as well. Down to 6 on the play clock. Cooper sends Land in motion. Double reverse. Here is Drake Terry. He's looking to throw the football. Now he's in trouble. He steps out of it. Now he's going to run with it. He's to the 40. He throws it downfield. He's got his man, Ammon Acuff, and he goes out of bounds at the 39-yard line. What a job by Drake Terry to get out of trouble, avoid the sack, and he's able to fire downfield and hit Ammon to the 37-yard line. That'll be a 22-yard pickup on the play and give Valley a first down.
Yeah, he was looking for Jordan deep across the middle and got good pressure on him, and then he just made a play on his own. It made a nice pass there.
So 33 seconds to go as they got out of bounds. Cooper hands off now to Jackson Land. On the sweep, trying to turn the corner. He's to the 30, 25. Breaks to the outside, 20 to the 15, and run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. So the Hawks with the jet sweep this time, working perfectly. And Jackson able to carry it down. They will mark the ball at the 13. 24-yard gain on the play. And the Hawks just might be able to get another 6 on the board here before intermission. And now with 15 seconds left on the play clock, the Hawks break the huddle. They still have 2 timeouts. As Cooper sticking in the backfield. Back to throw is Cole, looking. Flushed out of the pocket. He's in trouble, and he's hit and goes down back at about the 25-yard line, and now the Hawks will take a quick timeout with 15 seconds to go. That was very close to a horse collar, but they didn't get the hand inside the shoulder pads. So it'll go as a sack, a 12-yard sack to move the ball back to the 25, so the Hawks will have a second down and 22
that may have been
following the timeout.
That may have been Mike when Cole, he could just thrown that one out of bounds there and just not take the sack.
Sure. But when you need a break, a time to just relax and unwind, call for your appointment with one of Reeser Chiropractic's board-certified massage therapists. They'll help you get back into shape. But if it's not just sore muscles, you'll want to see Dr. Lolita. She has your back. For your appointment, call the Reeser Chiropractic Center in Paoli at 723-2277. So Valley will have it second down and long. The ball at the 25-yard line. They still have 1 timeout left, so What do you look for? Maybe something about 10 or 15 yards down, and
we definitely don't want him taking any more hits like that. That was a little awkward.
Yeah.
When he got pulled down, like you said, I think he had him by the shoulder pad. But
right.
He's going to probably go to got Jackson and Terry over here on split left. Let's see if he goes to one of them.
In motion is Curtis, and what do we have here? Offside on North Daviess again? Yes, it is. Cougars jumps. That'll cost them 5. That'll bring the ball up to the 20-yard line. So it'll bring up now a 2nd down and 17. Hawks have 40 yards in penalties here in this first half. North Daviess now with 35. So that'll make it a little easier to go from the 20 rather than the 25-yard line. Let's see if the Hawks maybe change their play. They had Curtis in motion to the near side. Now Terry splits wide to the near.
Jackson was falling backwards with a defender all over him, and somehow he kept his focus. Holes in the football. The Hawks have yet another score with just 8 seconds left in this first half of play. Another unbelievable catch made by the Valley senior.
Yeah, Mike, he zeroed in on that. The defensive guy had his back turned, and he never saw the ball, and Jackson got a good look at it and hauled it in. A nice pass, really. Had to throw it quite a ways across the field.
Hawks will go for 2. Let's see who they give it to this time. I think that is Caleb McCracken that gets in. Yes? No, it's Justin Shipman. All right, so Justin Shipman, Shipwreck as they call him, able to carry it in. My apologies on the incorrect player, but the Valley senior gets 2 points. And with 8 seconds left, 44-6 now, the Hawks leading North Daviess on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. We'll return with more from the Hawks Nest after this 30-second timeout.
What's better than enjoying a fine meal at 33 Brick Street in French Lick? Savoring each mouth-watering bite on their outdoor patio and courtyard. Enhance your 33 Brick Street dining experience by taking in the open air during these warm months. Their patio and courtyard, featuring a fire pit, is perfect for special occasions or events, including wedding receptions, anniversaries, birthdays, and more. They can even design a special menu for your event. Make your reservations by calling 33 Brick Street at 936-3370. That's 936-3370. 33 Brick Street in downtown French Lick. Good food, all in a legendary atmosphere.
Colton Reynolds kicking off. Fielded here by Joshua Grusenklaus, trying to look for running room, and on the final play of the first half, holding it in near the sideline, trying to get to the middle of the field, but the Hawks able to spell it out. Cole Cooper brings him down, and that will take us to the end of the first half of play. And what a first 24 minutes for this Springs Valley team. They put no less than 6 touchdowns on the board, 3 of them via the pass, and they have a huge lead on the outman North Daviess Cougars here at intermission. We'll start our halftime activities when we come back on the Fast Eddie's Country Store and Deli scoreboard. It is the Blackhawks 44, the Cougars 6. You're listening to Springs Valley High School football.
Need a real estate appraisal? Do you need to sell your home, farm, or business? Call Brooks Galloway Real Estate and Appraisal on College Street in French Lick, 936-7301 or Paoli at 723-7302. See the listings on the web at brooksgalloway.com.
A salute to the Blackhawks from Tony Robbins and the construction crew at TRC Construction in French Lick for concrete work, land clearing, and site work, driveways, foundations, patios, and sidewalks. Call TRC Construction 653-7007.
Score big with the region's best internet deal for the best speed. Here's some great news. When you switch to Smithville for our nationally recognised internet service, you automatically get our best speed available. We don't sell speed tiers or data caps. So if you're tired of reading the fine print on internet speed, get Smithville's rock-solid internet platform. Go online today at switchtosmithville.com and get Smithville's best speed. That's switchtosmithville.com.
At Springs Valley Bank and Trust, getting a consumer or business debit card is ridiculously easy. At Springs Valley, you forgo the antagonizing wait for your new debit card to arrive in the mail. With us, you can walk into any banking center, open an account, and walk out with your new debit card in hand, instantly. That's right, no waiting at Springs Valley with our instant issue debit cards. Springs Valley Bank and Trust, ridiculously easy. Loyal to you, your family, and your future. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust.
You've worked hard to build and protect your estate throughout your lifetime. Enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing all you've worked for may be preserved for your heirs. Please call Jamie Sullivan, Senior Vice President of Investments of Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James, located in Mitchell at 849-2670. Jamie can help design a comprehensive plan suited for your family's future financial needs. Call Jamie Sullivan today at 849-2670. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
This is Springs Valley senior linebacker Justin Chipman. Hear every pass, handoff, and tackle of Blackhawks football on the sports voice of the Valley, Q100.
And before we go any further, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Springs Valley High School football.
Catch all the action of Blackhawk and IU sports on the sports voice of the Valley, WFLQ, French Lick, Indiana.
Mike Hamilton along with Kevin Mills here at the Hawks Nest on senior night. The Hawks have made their fans pretty happy despite the miserable conditions. At least it stopped raining, at least for now, so the umbrella's put away, and Hawk fans enjoying what they have seen so far. It has been an onslaught offensively for Valley. Let's take you back to them. It began right out of the gate. The Hawks needed just 3 plays to go 72 yards. Big play, the key so far tonight, and this one was as well between Cole Cooper and Jordan Curtis. Ball snap back to Cooper, looking to throw. He's going long, he's got a man wide open. Jordan Curtis catches it at the 35, nobody around him, and he races into the end zone for the touchdown. Colton Reynolds, they put him in the backfield, and the big guy able to barrel his way into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. The Hawks had a quick 8-0 lead. North Daviess got a couple of first downs on their first drive of the ball game, but it stalled out, gave up the ball to the Hawks at the 37. They needed just 5 plays to go the 63 yards in 2 minutes and 18 seconds, and once again it was Jordan Curtis doing the bulk of the work. On 3rd and 3, Cooper takes the snap, hands off Curtis. This time Jordan, big hole, up the middle, it's a foot race. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Springs Valley. Hawks would have a lot of those in this first half of play. That score by Jordan coming at the 4:35 mark. Running it in for the 2-point conversion was Jackson Land. That made it 16-0 in favor of the Hawks. It was a 3-and-out for North Daviess. Hayden Waterfield back in punt formation. Bobbled the snap. The Hawks were coming anyway, and they snowed them under at the 4-yard line, giving the Hawks tremendous field position, and they needed just 1 play to find pay dirt once again. Ball snap back to Cooper. Hands off to Colby Lowe. He drives forward, and he is in. Touchdown, Springs Valley. That at the 3:04 mark of the opening quarter, as it seemed like the Hawks scores were coming early and often. Then Cole Cooper hit Ammon Acuff in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Valley led at that point 24-0. But Hawks were not through after North Daviess again gave up the ball on downs. The Hawks put together a 7-play, 68-yard drive in 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Jackson Land finishing off another outstanding drive. Out of the pistol, Cooper takes the snap, looks to throw, fires downfield for Jackson Land, and Jackson just took it away from Lampton. He's running down the near sideline, 10-5, touchdown, Springs Valley. That was actually the Hawks' 5th touchdown. The one I was referring to was Jackson's 3-yard run, just 34 seconds into the second quarter, the run for the 2-point conversion. They tried to give it to Nicky Jones, but one official signaled that he had crossed the goal line, but when they conferred, they determined that he did not. Hawks led it 30-0. Then, after a North Daviess punt, the Hawks needed just 2 plays to go 50 yards, but on a 2nd and 18, it was that 58-yard pass play that you heard from Cole Cooper to Jackson Land, that coming at the 8:35 mark. Hawks unsuccessful on the 2-point conversion, but they still led 36-0 at that point. North Daviess, helped by good field position, was able to finally get their first and only touchdown of the first half with 3:39 remaining as Jacob Combus, a 2-yard run, capped off a 12-play, 52-yard drive in just under 5 minutes. And then it was the Hawks finally got their final touchdown as it was Cooper and Land teaming up once again. Curtis in motion, back to throw is Cooper. He's going for Jackson to the corner of the end zone. Does he make the catch? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Springs Valley! And with Shipwreck, Justin Shipman carrying it in, that made it 44-6. That's where we stand right now at halftime. When we come back, we'll continue with our halftime report. My chat with Springs Valley boys basketball coach Michael Eastman follows this timeout.
A message from Springs Valley Meadows and French Lick.
As we age, recuperating from an illness or surgery may take more time than it used to. It's important for you to follow your doctor's discharge orders and include physical, occupational, and speech therapies when needed. Skimping on post-hospitalization therapy can cause potential falls and infections. So do it for yourself and do it for the ones you love.
The road to recovery begins at Springs Valley Meadows and French Lick, where caring people make the difference.
Call us at 936-9991.
We're back at halftime of tonight's Springs Valley and North Daviess game. My guest this evening is a man that helped start a celebration in the Valley community back on March the 3rd, allowing people to, well, to paraphrase Prince, party like it was 1998, because it indeed had been 2 decades since the Springs Valley boys basketball team had last been able to cut down the sectional nets. And, of course, as we bring in head coach Michael Leitzman, what a night it was back in the early part of March. Michael, certainly an evening that will be remembered by a lot of people for a long time to come.
Yeah, it was a special night. It was a great night for our kids and our community and our whole program, but really the whole school. And it was a really fun night. But what's even better than that was all the time it took to get to that point. It was nice to celebrate that one night, but it definitely took more than just that one night to accomplish that. And I think that whole season last year was really special and really fun to be a part of, because from the very start of the year, you just knew there was something different about this group, something special about this group. So it was fun to be able to celebrate that on March 3rd.
The culmination, Michael, of just in your second year, did you think that you would be able to kind of get this program turned around as fast as you did?
When you first come into the program and you look at the kids you have, it's hard to, predict the future and know what you're going to do. But I think as soon as I got here, I was really, blessed with 2 really good teams. Where there's a lot of talent in the gym when I walked in, and a lot of good kids and a lot of very coachable kids. So you knew right there, you got the hard part down. You had the kids that could do it. So I think when taking this job, I had no clue about it. You look at past records is all I would know about it. But then when I first got here that first day and kind of saw the talent and saw how hard the kids worked and how good the kids were, I think I walked into a really good opportunity with 2 really good teams and 2 very talented teams.
Remember the night in early February, you guys headed over, made the short trip over to Shoals, and maybe everybody thought this will be an easy win. Didn't work out that way. You didn't lose after that until Bar Reeve beat you in the regional semifinal. Was that kind of the wake-up call and maybe the start of really getting this team to where it needed to be?
I think that was a big night for us. It was, I don't think there's such thing as a good loss, but if there was a good loss, that was one, because I think it really woke us up. And, I think what really helped us how we approached it afterwards. I think it would have been very easy for us coaches to get mad at that result of that game and come in the next practice and just run the kids and yell at the kids. But, we talked and we cooled down over the weekend, and we realized, we just got to get better. And we're not where we need to be yet. And we kind of slew things down. We got back to the basics. We broke out our toughness book. I talked to you guys about that a lot last year. We broke that book back out. I kind of thought these kids had it. We didn't need to talk about it anymore, but that Shoals game was a good reminder that, hey, this is a new year, and these kids got to hear this stuff again. So we broke that back out. And I think that next practice, when we just talked and got back to the basics and just focused on us, I think that really changed our season around. And Shoals had a good team too. I think you look in the past, and then that's considered a bad loss. And it was a game that we were expecting to win, and we want to win. But that was a good basketball team, and we overlooked them, and they took advantage of it. So you got to give a lot of credit to Shoals. But at the same time, I think it helped both teams. I think it gave Shoals that confidence that they can beat a good team, and it also helped us, wake up and realize we've got to get better. We've got 3 or 4 weeks here to get better if we want to achieve what we wanted to achieve last year.
When you hit sectional time, did you feel like the guys were playing their best basketball?
We were. I think, like you said, we had that winning streak going. We had some momentum going, and we had been playing good basketball all year. We kind of had some spells there. I think the Tell City was one of the worst games we ever played. I think that was a really tough game for us. And, we had those nights here and there where we looked really bad. But, we had been playing good basketball at times, and then we got that momentum going, so we got our confidence going. And, going into sectional, it just felt like something was there. I think the kids were relaxed. The kids were ready to go. And, for the first time, I think we really expected to do something in sectional. I think we expected to win. And that's the mindset that we're trying to instill in these kids, and we're going to push that this year. Every game, no matter who we're playing, we have to expect to win. And I felt like we had that mentality going into sectional last year.
Certainly in the off season, and it's certainly not the first time either. The rumors running rampant. Will he stay? Will he go? A Jackson County native that still has his home there, and certainly there have been a lot of coaching openings over the season, but I think a lot of people are glad you're staying put.
Yeah, we're really happy here. We have amazing kids, and these kids make it worth every day. They make it worth that drive every day. And a big shout out and a big thank you to Katie and Laney back home for allowing me to take that hour drive and get home late and leave early in the morning. So, a lot of credit goes to Katie and Laney, but also just these kids for being so great and so coachable. It makes it all worth it. There's a lot of bad things about coaching, a lot more negatives than positives, but the one big positive is the kids, and they make every day worth it.
All right. With that said, give us a little preview of what we can expect from this 18-19 squad.
I can't sit here and promise you guys that we're going to win X amount of games or achieve X amount of goals. I know nobody can do that, and it wouldn't be very fun if you knew ahead of time what was going to happen. But I think it's going to be a fun process. I really am looking forward to it. And we have a lot of really coachable kids, a lot of hard workers, and I can guarantee you one thing. We're going to have the mentality where we expect to win. We lost some really good seniors last year. We lost some really good seniors before that, the year before that. But every year we want to have that mentality that we expect to win, no matter who the opponent is. So I think you're going to see that attitude, that mindset, and you're also going to see kids go out and compete every night. And I think it's going to be a good brand of basketball. We have really unselfish kids that will play hard. They're going to try to stick to the game plan the best of their ability. And like I said, I can't promise you very many. I can't promise you an X amount of wins, but I can tell you it's going to be a good brand of basketball because we got good players and we got unselfish players.
And certainly it's kind of a mixture. You have some guys coming back, but also some new guys who are going to have to fill in some roles.
Yeah, we have 3 seniors this year that had a lot of experience last year and did a lot of good things for us. And, we kind of know they're going to be in different roles, but, we kind of know that they'll be ready. They're going to be ready to go. And we got a junior class that's talented, that doesn't have experience, and they're going to have to grow up pretty fast. But they've showed us things last year in the JV games and this summer that are very encouraging. And even this fall, the big thing this year is the weight room. We're fortunate enough now to have 2 periods of weights, and you can just see our kids getting stronger and more confident in their strength. So I think that's going to go a long way. But we've got some pieces. We just got to, as coaches and as a team, figure out what piece goes best where and what we're going to do. But as soon as we figure that out, I think this team can click and can get things going. But it's going to be an exciting year. We've picked up some good teams. There's going to be some good games. We get to go to the Hoosier Gym and play Lagodi. Lagoti's going to have a good season. They brought a lot of talent back. And then you've also got we play at Forest Park, and Tell City's going to be one of the best ranked teams we play all year. So a lot of exciting things going on, and we're just ready to get it started.
All right. And Coach, to close out our conversation for this evening, you're one of the most humble people that I know, and give credit where credit is due. And I also know that you realize how important the school administrators, the community, even the parents, what they do for this program, very important, and it just would cease to function without them.
Yeah, I mean, it takes everybody, from top to bottom, and like the saying, it takes a village to raise somebody. That's how it takes a basketball program. It takes a lot of people that get over and look forward to, putting out a good product out there again this year and making people glad to be a part of it.
All right, November 20th will be here before you know it. Coach, thanks for spending time with us. Again, congratulations on all you've been able to accomplish thus far, and looking for another exciting season of Blackhawks basketball.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
That's Michael Leitzman, the head coach of the Springs Valley boys, joining us here at halftime of tonight's Springs Valley football game.
Our Springs Valley halftime report continues now with the Senior Spotlight, where we talk with a senior member of the Blackhawks football team and get to know him a little better. Tonight I'm chatting with linebacker Drake Terry for the Hawks. Drake, how do you balance playing sports with your academics?
Well, first I'd like to try and get it done during classes, and then other than that, I can leave in a couple of minutes to do it after football.
What's your favorite part about playing football?
Definitely scoring touchdowns.
What's been your biggest thrill so far about playing football at Springs Valley?
Winning a few games now. We're on a winning streak.
Have you made any plans yet on what you're going to do after graduation?
I'm thinking about starting my own business, become my own boss, along the lines of that.
Tell us a little bit about your family.
I live with my grandparents in French Lick. Been living with them for 3 years. My stepmom and my dad live in Houston. I visit them plenty of times.
Tell us your favorite food.
Chicken.
Sports team.
Houston Rockets and Houston Texans.
Video game.
Fortnite and 2K.
Class.
Math.
Teacher.
Mr. Hinkle.
Restaurant.
Miguel's.
Hobby.
Basketball and football.
Car.
Audi R8.
And finally, Drake, who has been the biggest influence on you?
I would have to say the people that surround me every day at the football field. They help me keep my head on straight and keep me going and having fun.
Thanks, Drake. Good luck for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
And this has been Senior Spotlight, heard at halftime of all Blackhawk football games during the 2018 season. Mike is along next to go over the first half stats as our Springs Valley halftime report continues. Reporting for Q100 Sports, this is Tony Perez.
And we welcome you back to the Hawks Nest in French Lick, where the kickoff by Colton Reynolds, fielded by Ted Lamson at the 30, returns at 11 yards to the 41. So the Cougars with the ball to start this third quarter. Valley up 44-6 on the Fast Eddie scoreboard as Combus on first down hands off to Owens, and he just kept running backwards. He was trying to get to the outside and sweep, but the Hawks just kept stringing him out, and he went out of bounds back at about the 35-yard line. Now, there was a flag on the play as well, a holding call here against the Cougars. Hawks may just be better to decline this.
Yeah, I think it's
about the yardage. It'd be 2nd and 20. It'd be 1st and 20 if they take it, and about 2nd and maybe 15 or 16 if they declined it.
Mike, they're going to end up with negative yard rushing if they keep
Result of the play is a 2nd down.
So the ball back to the 34-yard line. That's going to be a 7-yard loss on the play for Owens, so that'll bring up a 2nd down and 17 as the Hawks did wisely decline the penalty. Jacob Combus in there still at quarterback. Ethan Malone the fullback, alternating with DJ Owens. They hurry to the line. Just 5 seconds on the play clock. Combus out of a shotgun, looks to throw. Fires it out on the flat. The pass is incomplete. He was going for Carter Robinson on the far side. It'll bring up now a 3rd down and 17. Slot backs, Joshua Cruzenklaus and Carter Robinson. The outside wing backs are Alec Cornelius, Ted Lamson, and the offensive line left to right, Max Wesner, Dylan Latimer, Brandon Clark, Chase Webster, and Alex Steffi. 3rd and long for the Cougars. Combus has been out of the shotgun virtually all night, takes the snap, rolls to his left, being pursued, looking, still looking, now fires it downfield, and he'll throw this one way out of bounds. uncatchable there. And now a late flag comes in, and we're going to have intentional grounding here against the Cougars. Wow.
I don't know about that one, Mike.
I don't either.
He had two receivers.
I thought so too.
He threw it about 3 yards out of bounds, but my.
So this will cost the Cougars once again. That will send it all the way back to the 25-yard line. So that'll work out as a 9-yard penalty. And it's also a loss of down. So they will change it now to 4th down.
That was
So it'll be 4th and Cusco here for
say that was a strange
North
call
Daviess.
there, Mike.
Very strange.
He threw the ball about 25 yards down the field and went out of bounds. But
Up. And Justin Shipman trying to anticipate. He wants to block a punt, I think. And he tried to anticipate the snap count and could not, jumped across too soon. So that'll move the ball up to the 30-yard line. So it'll be 4th and 21 now. Just underway, third quarter. The Hawks putting up 44 points in the first half. Good snap back. Here come the Hawks. And Waterfield able to get it off. He shanked it off his foot, but it's still going to take a little bit of a North Daviess roll. And the Cougars will down it at the Valley 46-yard line with 11:24 remaining here in this third quarter of play.
Mike, I'd say our starters probably got 1 or 2 series. I'd say they'll be coming out, you know.
I'm sure perhaps we'll even see Mark Hammond alternate, perhaps some of his reserves with the starters, and then you're right, eventually probably by the fourth quarter, unless the Cougars can make a huge run here, they'll start to sub more freely. Now the Hawks are going to have to spend a timeout. Drake Terry was late getting out onto the field here, so Mark Hammond is going to have to spend a timeout, and that is what they do. So it comes with 11:24 to go, third quarter. Hawks up 44-6 on North Daviess here on senior night. On the Fast Eddie scoreboard, we'll return with more Blackhawks football in just a moment.
A message from Springs Valley Meadows and French Lick.
As we age, recuperating from an illness or surgery may take more time than it used to. It's important for you to follow your doctor's discharge orders and include physical, occupational, and speech therapies when needed. Skimping on post-hospitalization therapy can cause potential falls and infections. So do it for yourself and do it for the ones you love.
The road to recovery begins at Springs Valley Meadows and French Lick, where caring people make the difference.
Call us at 936-9991.
Go Blackhawks, and go to Dairy Queen of Springs Valley for the Snickerdoodle. It's the October Blizzard of the month, and remember you get $5 off DQ frozen cakes in the display case every Monday at Dairy Queen of Springs Valley. Hawks have it first and 10 now at their own 46 after the 24-yard punt there by Waterfield. In motion, Colby Lowe, counterplay, looking for running room, and instead runs into a wall of white. Colby may have gotten a yard, and that is about it. It'll bring up now a second down and 9. Cole Cooper, the quarterback. Colton Dickey, the fullback for now. Lowe and Land are the slot backs. Jackson, Acuff, the flanker. The split end, Jordan Curtis. Left tackle, Nick Jones. Left guard, Nate Hamilton. Center, Camden Grandstaff. Right guard, Caleb McCracken, and Colton Reynolds, the right tackle. Dickey in motion. He gets it on the counter, looking for running room off the left side, and nope. He ran smack dab into Jacob Miley, a 215-pound freshman who throws him back for a loss.
It was a little bit the way the first of the game started, Mike. First 2 or 3 running plays Valley ran tonight, they were shut down, and then they were able to hit on the long pass to Jordan. But we'll see what Valley does here on third and about 10.
Third and 11 now at the 45. Land will split wide to the near side, drawing single coverage. In motion is Lowe. Back to throw is Cooper. He's going to go long for Jackson, and it's incomplete. Good coverage out there. Justin Fox, a sophomore, was stride for stride with Jackson. Thought maybe Jackson might have gotten away with a little push there as he was going for the ball, but Fox was able to knock it away, and it'll bring up a 4th down now for the Hawks. That is their first incomplete pass between the one that Drake Terry threw and the ones by Cooper. They're now 4 out of 5.
North Daviess doesn't have anybody back. Let's see.
They don't.
There he goes.
And this one's a high-end over-end boot that takes a sideways bounce and will go out of bounds inside the 30. So the Cougars will take over the football now with 10:07 to go. And it looks like they'll spot it at the 28-yard line. Let's look at some of the first half numbers. The Hawks piled up nearly 300 yards in that first half, 295. And I think for the first time this year, Kevin, they had more passing yards than they did rushing yards. 171 on those 4 for 4 passing. Again, Cooper throwing 3 of those. Drake Terry threw 1. Hawks had 19 rushes for 124 yards. They also picked up 8 first downs, 6 on the ground, 2 through the air, and were 2 out of 3 on third downs. All right, from the 29, back to throw is Combus on first down. He's flushed out of the pocket, rolls to his right, throws downfield, and it's almost caught by North Daviess and then almost intercepted by Jackson Land. It was in and out of the hands of a North Daviess receiver over there on the far side, and Jackson had a chance at it, just couldn't quite come up with it. It'll bring up now a 2nd down and 10. North Daviess also had the ball longer than Valley did, 13-17 to 10-43. Hawks, though, did not turn it over in the first half. On 2nd and 10, bad snap, picked up by Combus. He's in trouble, and big old Caleb McCracken had a hold of him by the leg and just hung on for dear life, and Combus couldn't do anything, and he will go down for a loss of 9 all the way back to the 20-yard line. And, well, that's what you like to see, an opportunistic team here as Caleb came storming in there, Kevin, and with that bobbled snap, Combus really didn't have time to reset himself.
Yeah, anytime North Daviess made a little bit of a mistake tonight, the Hawks have been able to really capitalize on it. It's just they're bringing lots of pressure.
Combus hands off, and this time here's a big hole for Owens. It closed quickly, as again it was Justin Shipman that got in and tackled him from behind. It's a 9-yard gain, though, but because of the sack earlier, it's going to bring up 4th down and 10, and the Cougars, down 44-6, are going to go for it. Under 9 minutes to go, third quarter. Now they're going to reset into punt formation here. Waterfield snaps it back, or takes the snap, gets rid of it, and the Hawks, Jackson Land started to pick up the ball, saw a couple of Cougars converging on him, so he wisely lets it roll. And the Hawks will take over now at their own 37-yard line. Not a bad punt that time for Waterfield of 34 yards. So with 8:37 on the clock, third quarter, Hawks have the football back and leading 44-6. Neither team has scored yet here in this second half of play. Cougars just had 97 yards of total offense. 24 on the ground, 73 through the air, so the Hawks have snowed them down. On 1st and 10, Jordan Curtis, big hole up the middle, there he goes again! Nobody will catch him! Jordan Curtis, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Springs Valley! Almost an identical play to his touchdown of 45 yards back in the first half. The counter play, running it straight up the gut, and he virtually was untouched all the way to the end zone. A 63-yard scamper for the Valley Junior, and the Hawks have hit the 50-point plateau with 8:27 to go here in this third quarter.
Yeah, Mike, Jordan's been showing that speed the last 3 or 4 ball games, and he could make a difference next week. I tell you, when we play in the first game of the sectional there.
Hawks will go for 2, hand off to Drake Terry, trying to get to the outside, and Hawks unable to sustain their blocks, and Drake trying to get to the outside, unable to get it into the end zone. But tack on another 6 for the Hawks. They continue to roll. 8:27 to go, third quarter on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. It's now the Hawks 50, the Cougars 6. Back with more Springs Valley football right after this.
What's better than enjoying a fine meal at 33 Brick Street in French Lick? Savoring each mouth-watering bite on their outdoor patio and courtyard. Enhance your 33 Brick Street dining experience by taking in the open air during these warm months. Their patio and courtyard, featuring a fire pit, is perfect for special occasions or events, including wedding receptions, anniversaries, birthdays, and more. They can even design a special menu for your event. Make your reservations by calling 33 Brick Street at 936-3370. That's 936-3370. 33 Brick Street in downtown French Lick, good food, all in a legendary atmosphere.
This is Springs Valley senior linebacker Drake Terry. Keep it tuned to Q100 all season long for Blackhawks football.
Colton Reynolds kicked off, fielded by Ted Lamson at the 27. Broke free from a couple of tackles momentarily, but then lost his balance and goes down, and he'll actually lose about 4 or 5 yards. He had got it up over the 30, and then as he tried to elude a couple of Blackhawks, he moved backwards and will lose ground back to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, Mike, I tell you what, the passing that North Daviess, they've attempted 20 passes, and, when you're in this situation, you're down 50-6. That clock's not going to move when you keep throwing, and the score gets quite a bit out of hand when that happens. And probably might be nice for them to put the ball on the ground a few times if they could establish a little bit of running.
And they will here, as this is Ethan Malone who's back in there, and he finds a huge hole right off the left side all the way out over the 35 and up to about the 37-yard line. He'll gain 9 on that. It'll bring up now a second down and 1.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting ready for next week, and North Daviess needs to go away with a little bit of confidence, and maybe by running the ball, it might develop a little bit here.
And Columbus hands off.
He had a hole. He ran right into his lineman.
Yeah, Malone again, but I think he got another. He only needed a yard for the first down, and the officials looked at it and determined he did pick up the necessary yardage, so that'll move the chains on the 1-yard pickup. From the 38-yard line, again, Columbus out of the shotgun, 2 wideouts, and the Cougars put somebody in motion, and there we had Justin Haley. Good to see Justin in there. He's been bothered by that bad toe. That time tried to anticipate and pays the price for it. 5-yard penalty. We'll move the ball up now to the 43-yard line, so it'll bring up a 1st and 5 now for the Cougars. Columbus sends a man in motion, hands off. This is Aiden Waterfield trying to sweep the outside. Has got first down yardage and more as he slipped a tackle there, turning the corner, and will get it into Valley territory inside the 45 and down to the 43-yard line. That'll be a 14-yard pickup on the play on the first carry of the night for Aiden Waterfield. So the Cougars trying to move the football here. They're also not wasting any time getting up to the line of scrimmage quickly. 7 minutes to go, third quarter. Hawks up 50-6. Columbus takes the snap, hands off. Malone up the middle, running. Picks up about 3 or 4 yards inside the 40, down to about the 39. It'll be a gain of 4 to set up now a second down and 6. Chicago's Pizza, good. Stop by Chicago's on the Boulevard in French Lick for the Salad Bar lunch, 11 to 1:30 Monday through Friday. Salad, pizza, breadsticks, and drink for $8.25 at Chicago's Pizza in French Lick for carryout 936-2962.
They're having a little success here, Mike. They've got it spread out. We're only leaving 4 or 5 in the box. There's an offside.
Yep. This time Waterfield taking off too quickly. And that will cost the Cougars this time. That'll move the ball back to the 44. And we'll set up now a second down and 11. We now have had a combined 99 yards in penalties so far tonight.
That's something, next week, Mike, we'll have to play penalty, almost penalty free.
I agree.
And
West Washington too good to make a lot of mistakes again.
We're doing a nice job tonight. No, we're not having any turnovers. That's going to be critical next week also.
Right. Robinson in motion to the near side.
Oh, there we go.
Hand off to Malone, and Ethan Malone meet Colton Reynolds. Oh, my goodness. I think Malone will be feeling that hit from the big guy for a while. That was like running smack dab into a brick wall. And Colton able to nail him for a loss back to the 47. What'll bring up 3rd down and 14 now for the Cougars.
Somebody either missed a block or they pulled somebody and Colton followed him, and boy, he ran right into him.
You bet. 3 wide outs to the near side. Combus back to throw, rolling to his left. Looking. Now he's in trouble. Flushed out of the pocket, trying to get away from Adam George. Fires it downfield finally and throws it incomplete. He threw it at the feet of Ted Lamson. Boy.
Mike, I think he's ran about 500 yards tonight.
Probably has.
He has been running all over the field.
And, you know, we probably would have had a holding call had the score been a little not quite so lopsided.
Definitely a holding. I think it was on Jones. Somebody just grabbed him and pulled him down.
4th and 14 now, and Cougars in punt formation. Curtis and Land back deep. High snap. Here comes Adam George, but Waterfield gets it off. Fielded by Land at the 20-yard line, and he's hit immediately by Carter Robinson. And this may be a catch interference. I tell you what, Jackson got popped pretty hard that time. I am very surprised he even hung on to the football that time.
Have to be real careful now, Mike. You know, you're getting toward the end of the 3rd quarter and score like this.
That's another flag thrown back at the line of scrimmage as well. So let's see what we've got here.
He took a heck of a hit.
2 flags on the play, and it is going to be kick-catch interference on North Daviess. And now wait a minute. What was the penalty back here? They should both be on North Daviess, I would think.
They're going back to, looks like they're going to re-kick.
He called it as offsetting penalties.
And somebody's confused. North Daviess back here.
I'm not sure. The rain's starting to fall again here. The umbrellas have come out. Several faithful Hawks sticking around for this one. And it is going to be kick-catch interference. Now, they should move the ball up 15 yards. There we go. They hadn't touched the football. It's going to go as a 27-yard punt for Waterfield. But the 15-yard penalty will move it up to the 35, and that is where the Hawks will take over the football now with 4:59 to go 3rd quarter. They continue to lead the Cougars 50-6 on the Fast Eddie's Country Store and Deli scoreboard. First string still in there for the Hawks. Cooper sets his team, sends Lowe in motion. Colby on the sweep, turning the corner, 45. Smokes a hole, he's off to the races, and nobody's going to catch Colby Lowe. He's to the 10-5. Touchdown, Springs Valley. Colby on the jet sweep, able to turn the corner, and he just flat out turned on the afterburners, and he was gone. It'll be a 65-yard scamper, and the Hawks now lead it 56-6 with 4:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter. However, here, Kevin, Nate Hamilton is shaken up here.
Looks like he's holding his shoulder. That's what he was pointing to.
So that would be a key blow if the Hawks lose their left guard. But in the meantime, Hawks celebrating yet another score as Colby Lowe, his 2nd touchdown of the night, but this one a 65-yarder. And now they will go for 2 points again. Let's see who they want to give the ball to this time. By committee, it is who. It was...
fumbled, but I think he was across the...
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, I lost track of the football there. Who got that in, Kevin?
31.
Did you see? Okay, I thought it was Adam George. I guess he kind of just dropped the ball after he broke the plane at the goal line. So, yeah. Well, I thought George had it, and that is the case. So, Adam tacks on 2 more for the Hawks, and with 4:45 to go now, third quarter on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. Hawks increase their lead to 58-6 on North Daviess. Back with more Blackhawks football right after this.
This is Eric Elkins, manager, inviting you to try our new Cadillac coffee with 9 creamer flavors and a dozen flavor shots. It's not expensive, just $1 for a 12-ounce cup of delicious coffee. Sign up for a Jones Reward card and for gas discounts at Valley Marathon, 936-9999.
Go Blackhawks and go to Springs Valley Supply on Highway 145 in French Lick. Stop by for top quality Valspar paints for interior and exterior protection. And see the line of Cabot stains for steps and decks at Springs Valley Supply, your steel dealer in French Lick.
Colton Reynolds continuing to struggle maybe a bit with his kicking. Booted the kickoff out of bounds, so Cougars will take over. Now at the 35-yard line. Go Blackhawks and go to Dairy Queen of Springs Valley for the Snickerdoodle. It's the October Blizzard of the Month. And remember, you get $5 off DQ frozen cakes in the display case every Monday at Dairy Queen of Springs Valley. Cougar offense back out onto the field now. As Valley up 58-6. Latter stages here of the third quarter. To turn it upfield and ran into Justin Shipman, who actually won't get credit for the tackle, but he did move him right into Camden Grandstaff, who did bring him down for a short gain of, we'll call it 2 yards to the 37. It'll bring up now a second down and 8.
Well, they've started running the ball, Mike, and trying to get the clock probably to go a little quicker.
I'm surprised we don't have a running clock right now. Seems like many of the Valley games when they've been on the wrong end. There's a bad snap. Combus picks it up off the ground, in trouble, gets away from one man, now just heaves it downfield, and trying to make a circus catch while keeping his feet in bounds was Ted Lamson. But he cannot come up with a football. It'll bring up now third down and 8 at the North Daviess 37-yard line. Matt Cooper and the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ Incorporated are proud of our young leaders that excel between the lines and in the classroom. BRCJ salutes the parents, teachers, and coaches for their support of these activities because life is a team sport. On third down, looking to throw is Combus. He's in trouble. He's hit. And he goes down.
Got a face mask.
A couple of flags down. Justin Haley in on the stop for Valley. Also, Caleb McCracken helping out, but this is going to give the Cougars an extra down here. Now, let's see if they call it a flagrant face mask, personal foul face mask. Yes, they are. So that's going to be a 15-yarder. So that will give the Cougars a first down by penalty all the way up to the 40, call it the 49-yard line. So that'll be a 3-yard loss for Combus, but the 15-yard face mask will give the Cougars a first down up at their own 49-yard line. With under 4 minutes to go, third quarter. 65 yards now in penalties for the Hawks. Now again, the Cougars trying the jet sweep, slipping a couple of tackles. Still on his feet is Aiden Waterfield. He loses the football, a scramble for it, and somehow North Daviess able to come up with it. Wow.
For sure about that.
Yeah. I think that was Alex Steffi that came up with the football there. So somehow the Cougars get a huge break as Waterfield went stumbling through there after about a 10-yard gain and then coughed up the football, but Steffi was right there. So it's going to go ultimately as a 16-yard run. Make that a 15-yard run to the Valley 36-yard line. Columbus sends Cruz and Klaus in motion, takes the snap, hands off to, let's see who that is. That is
number 8, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. That's Zoe Jeffers, the ball carrier. Those loops are so close, it's hard to differentiate between a 6 and an 8. But we'll give Jeffers credit for the carry. He only picks up a yard, though. It'll bring up now a second down.
I think Valley's starting to rotate a few of their players a little more now. Let's see.
Well, if their secondary is still intact with Land, Curtis, and Cooper.
They got Colton out, I believe. I don't see him on the field right now.
Yeah, he's down here on the sideline. On second down, back to throw. Combus overthrows his target. That was Hunter Fine, coach's son.
The ball could be getting a little slick now, Mike. The rain's picked up, and
it has.
We still got about more quarter and 2 or 3 minutes left. So
yeah. This game is 2 hours old now, and we're still in the third quarter. Well, it makes you appreciate those games where both teams just run and run and run with the football. On 3rd and 9, Combus pitches it off now, and that is Jeffers. He's going to get first down yardage, still on his feet. Hawks can't bring him down. They're trying to tackle high, and Jeffers just keeps running, and before the Hawks can finally bring him down, he's all the way inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line, and that is the kind of tackling that the Hawks cannot afford to have, especially when they run into Bobby Stevens next week for West Washington, Kevin.
Oh, without a doubt. He was, as far as backs, he was I think the best back. I know, seen him and what's the boy from Mitchell? Wallet?
Well, escapes me now.
But those two were two of the stronger backs we faced all year. And,
right.
Well, they're explosive. If you don't get them early, they're going to tackle.
24-yard run for Jeffers. 1st and 10. North Daviess at the 11. Jeffers again bounces to the outside, still on his feet, driving forward, gets it down to about the 5-yard line. Boy, you got to like this Zoe Jeffers. He's just a freshman, 5'4", only weighs 146 pounds, according to their roster, and he's able to pick up 6 yards down to the 5 to set up now a second down and 4 as we approach a minute to go here in the third quarter. Valley leading at 58-6, but the Cougars on the doorstep with their second score of the contest.
Yeah, Mike, he's running hard for a freshman.
Yeah. Columbus takes the snap, hands off to Jeffers, works his way off the right side, driving forward, and he does get in for the touchdown.
Touchdown rotation.
So Jeffers able to get North Daviess' second score of the contest with 45 seconds remaining here in this third quarter. So it is now 58-12.
Well, Mike, that was their best drive of the night.
Yeah, it was.
One where the freshman broke some tackles, and he seems like he sees the field well.
Carter Robinson on to attempt the extra point. Good snap, ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. Boy, the Hawks would do well to have kickers like the Perry Central kicker from last week, the North Central kicker from a year ago, and from Carter Robinson, who drills it through the uprights. So with 45 seconds to go, third quarter, Hawks lead cut to 58-13 on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. We'll continue with more Blackhawks football in just a moment.
Need a real estate appraisal? Do you need to sell your home, farm, or business? Call Brooks Galloway Real Estate and Appraisal on College Street in French Lick, 936-7301 or Paoli at 723-7302. See the listings on the web at brooksgalloway.com.
A salute to the Blackhawks from Tony Robbins and the construction crew at TRC Construction in French Lick for concrete work, land clearing, and site work, driveways, foundations, patios, and sidewalks. Call TRC Construction 653-7007.
Nice drive for the Cougars. 8 plays, 65 yards in 4 minutes, capped off by Zoe Jeffers' 5-yard scamper into the end zone. Valley's lead cut to 58-13 as Robinson getting set to kick off now. And it's a squib boot. We'll go all the way down to the 21-yard line where it's picked up there by Desmond Jones, and the Valley sophomore able to bring it back out over the 30 and up to about the 35-yard line.
Desmond Jones on the return. Brings it out to the Springs Valley 35.
So now we'll start to look and see if the Hawks bring in some of their second stringers. Right now it looks like
they are.
Most of their first string is in there for now, although we see Desmond Jones in there.
Jackson and Terry they've came out, Mike. And
okay. Yeah, with a lead like this, you certainly don't want to get anybody hurt going into next week's sectional opener.
What about Nate? Did you ever see, did he get back in the game?
I'm not sure. We'll try to see here. The Hawks just fumbled the football, and North Daviess falls on top of it. That was
32.
Connor Grimes, a 5'7" freshman for the Hawks. That's his first career carry, and, well, I don't think it's one he's going to remember because he coughs it up, and the Cougars are able to recover at the Valley 35-yard line.
Yeah, Mike, he probably not used to quite getting hit on the varsity level there.
Big difference, I would say.
Took a pretty big shot there. The ball's probably a little slick.
So with 32 seconds remaining here in the quarter, the Hawks with their first turnover of the night, and the Cougars have terrific field position in Valley territory. Combs takes the snap, play action, looks to run. He's hit in the backfield and goes down. Camden Grandstaff came storming in and got him on what could be the final play of the third quarter. It'll be a loss back to the 38, we'll call it the 37, so it'll bring up now a second down and 12 when the final quarter begins. We are through 3 quarters now on senior night at the Hawks Nest in French Lick. It's been all Valley tonight. On the Fast Eddie scoreboard, after 3, they lead North Daviess 58-13. We'll return to the fourth quarter in a moment. This is Springs Valley High School football.
I'm Christian Bloom, Dean of the Vincent University Jasper campus. We work closely with industry to ensure our programs are relevant and lead to high-paying jobs locally. I'm also proud of our seamless transferability, saving you thousands on credits that transfer to both private and public institutions. Job promotion, career change, or just want to save money while completing gen eds. VUJ just makes sense. Get your start today with a focused, quality education at Vincent University Jasper.
This is Springs Valley senior linebacker Mark Pieper. Don't miss a second of the action of Blackhawks football by keeping it tuned in here to Q100.
Research Chiropractic Center wants to wish Trey Tolliver and the Springs Valley Blackhawk Brigade good luck in tomorrow's regional. For all your chiropractic needs, remember Research Chiropractic Center at 723-2277. At Research Chiropractic, they have your back. With Kevin Mills, Mike Hamilton of the Hawks Nest in French Lick. Senior night here, and it's been a good one. Valley with 8 touchdowns tonight, leading at 58-13 as we start the fourth quarter. Cougars with the ball, 2nd and 12. The Valley 37. Fumble in the backfield. It's loose, and the Hawks have it. Is that Nick Jones? No, it's been Colton Reynolds that comes up with it. So Colton able to recover the loose ball, and the Hawks have the football right back at their own 40-yard line. So Colton's just about done it all tonight, hasn't he? Kevin, he's got a sack, a fumble recovery. He also has a 2-point conversion to his credit. So
yeah, he's got
a way to play his final
night. Yeah,
it won't be his final game on this field, but it will be his final regular season home game.
Let's see who's in our quarterback. Well, we still got Cole in there, so.
On 1st and 10, Cooper hands off to Colton Reynolds. Hit in the backfield, and and is able to barely get back to the line of scrimmage. That is about it. They'll bring up now a second down and 10 now for the Hawks. Chicago's Pizza, good. Stop by Chicago's on the Boulevard in French Lick for the salad bar lunch, 11 to 1:30 Monday through Friday. Salad, pizza, breadsticks, and drink, just $8.25 at Chicago's in French Lick, 936-2962 for carryout. Counter play to Jordan Curtis, trying to get to the outside. Boy, he is literally picked up and dropped by
43, Jordan Curtis.
Ted Lamson.
No gain on the
And now Jordan is coming up hobbling here. Maybe time to call off the dogs here.
Yeah.
My longtime friend Chuck Akers used to say.
Yeah, you got the game next week. You might want to.
Yeah, Jordan banged up coming out.
What these junior varsity kids have done this year.
By the way, Jordan tonight, Kevin, over 100 yards, 7 carries, 117 yards. It's been a good night. On 3rd and 10, hand off to Colton Dickey, turns the corner, 40, 45, 50, and he's going to be drugged down from behind. That was a touchdown-saving tackle made by Justin Fox, but that is the fastest I think I've ever seen Colton Dickey run. He just burst through that hole on the right side, and he nearly broke it all the way. He'll take it all the way down to the 33-yard line of North Daviess. That is a 27-yard run on the play, and a first down for the Hawks. Still some new faces in there. And now we have, was there movement here? I think they're going to call this one on Valley. Nope. They're going to say it's offside on North Daviess again. That's the 4th or 5th time the Cougars have jumped offside here tonight.
It's frustrating for the coach.
That's got to be.
The ball about 3 inches from him, and he's moving before it moves.
Right. So the ball moved up to the 28-yard line. 1st and 5 now for the Hawks. Cooper hands off, and that Dickey again. No, it's Adam George carrying the football. And
George on the carry.
Adam, got to figure here, Kevin, that with guys like Colby Lowe and Jackson Land as seniors, Hawks are going to need some other guys to carry the football. So it looks like Adam George might be getting that job next year on a more full-time basis.
Oh, I'd say so, Adam. And
2nd and 6, that was a loss of a yard.
Colton Dickey, he'll be back next year.
Right. Cooper, hands off. This is, I believe, is that Dylan McClain carrying the football? It is, and he is making a nice run, refusing to go down, tracking a North Daviess defender with him inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. No, it was actually Gunnar Perkaiser, a 5'9" sophomore. So Gunnar with a nice run that time. And the Hawks have a first down at the North Daviess 18-yard line. So Mark Hammond clearing his bench, so to speak. That was a nice little 11-yard run for Gunnar. So from the 18, Cooper still in at quarterback, hands off. This time it is Connor Grimes trying to break to the outside. And he will go down about the 15-yard line. You know, the JV had a good year, Kevin. They went 5-1.
Wow.
They had 2 games called off. Their only loss was to Paoli, and that was a pretty close one at that.
That's great. Yeah, they've got a good combination of their groups are spread out about right, Mike. It looks like they've got about 10 in each group from grades 9, 10, 11, and 12. And that's how you like your numbers, where you don't have a year where there's a big drop-off.
Gain of 4, though, for Connor Grimes, 2nd down and 6. 7.5 minutes to go in the contest. Valley up 58-13. Handoff here on the counter play. This is Perkaiser again, and again he's got a nice little run going here. And he'll carry it inside the 10 and down around the 7-yard line, and that'll be enough for another first down. So So good to see some of these guys getting an opportunity. That's an 8-yard gain there for Gunner. Second carry for a total of 19 yards, and it's first and goal now for the Hawks from the 6 as they will try to break over the 60-point plateau. Dylan McLean splits wide to the far side. Handoff, wide open, up the middle goes Desmond Jones into the end zone. Touchdown, Springs Valley. And the Hawks have their 9th score of the night with just under 7 minutes to go here in the contest. And then a late flag comes down as well. I think it was after the play, so the touchdown should stand. As the officials conferring here, and we'll see what this one is all about. Go Blackhawks and go to Dairy Queen of Springs Valley for the Snickerdoodle. It's the October Blizzard of the Month. And remember, you get $5 off DQ frozen cakes in the display case every Monday at Dairy Queen of Springs Valley.
Personal foul against Springs Valley.
And it's going to be on the Hawks. Maybe a taunting call there.
No, I'm not for sure, Mike. I don't think he may have held the football up, but it looked like it was further back in the backfield.
Right. Well, it was called right around the goal line after Desmond Jones went through. So the penalty moves the ball back to the 18-yard line. So the Hawks will try to get the 2-point conversion from here. They will send Mason Chaplin wide to the far side. Dylan McLean wide to the near. Ball snapped back to Cooper. Hands off now to Grimes, trying to get to the outside. Slips a hole, turns the corner, 10-5, and he's in, yes indeed, for the 2-point conversion. Wow, what a run there for Connor Grimes, a little 5'7", 130-pound scat back, and boy, that's a good sight to see for the future of Springs Valley running backs. Able to turn the corner and hightail it into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So now with 6:56 left, Hawks now lead North Daviess 66-13 on the Fast Eddie scoreboard. Back with more Blackhawks football right after this.
Score big with the region's best internet deal for the best speed. Here's some great news. When you switch to Smithville for our nationally recognised internet service, you automatically get our best speed available. We don't sell speed tiers or data caps. So if you're tired of reading the fine print on internet speed, get Smithville's rock-solid internet platform. Go online today at switchtosmithville.com and get Smithville's best speed. That's switchtosmithville.com.
End over and boot by Colton Reynolds, fielded at the 27-yard line by Zoe Jeffers, who has really made a name for himself here in the second half, and he just refuses to go down, and now a late flag comes in as well. Tempers flaring here, as again the Hawks tackling high, and Jeffers, with that strength of his, just able to keep those legs pumping. And we'll see here as they unpile what they're going to call here. With that unsportsmanlike call there after the touchdown, Kevin, the Hawks now up to 80 yards in penalties, and that is just something that's got to disappear next week if the Hawks have any chance of beating the West Washington Senators in first-round sectional 48 play.
Yeah, Mike, the penalties will have to be at a minimum. You're going to get a holding penalty and an offside penalty every once in a while. The personal foul, I don't know if this is maybe...
This is going to be against North Daviess.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Looks like somebody...
The officials moving the ball back to the 36-yard line of North Daviess. So, yeah, that is what the call is. We are now up to 164 yards in penalties. And now everybody's down on their knee because we've got an injured player across the way being attended to. Kevin, I think it might be is it one of the officials? I see black and white over there. Yeah, it is. I think the head linesman over there on the far side that went down and is being attended to.
Yes, definitely on their sideline over there.
So we hope, certainly, you never like to see an official go down. You hope it's something more of an injury, like he might have turned an ankle instead of something maybe more serious.
He's getting up.
So hopefully he will be all right. The head linesman was listed as Matt Bond tonight, so we do wish him the best if this is nothing too serious. Matt Cooper and the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ Incorporated are proud of our young leaders that excel between the lines and in the classroom. BRCJ salutes the parents, teachers, and coaches for their support of these activities, because life is a team sport. Looks like the official over there is hobbling a little bit, so hopefully nothing too serious, and looks like he's ready to get back into the fray. We've got 6:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Mike, he's been out there for crying out loud, Kevin, close to 2.5 hours. I'd be worn out too. A game that has taken this long to play.
Mike, both teams got their JV in there now, so we'll finish out these last 6.5 minutes.
We'll try to mention some of the guys that are out there, especially for the Hawks. Looks like one of the tackles for Valley is Braden Weininger, 5'6" sophomore. It's 1st and 10 now for North Daviess at their own 36-yard line. And Jacob Combs still the quarterback, and as he hands off to Jeffers, he ran smack dab into Brooks Deddy, a 5'11" freshman. Man, oh man, Kevin, that was like two freight trains crashing head on, and a loss of 2 yards back to the 34-yard line for Jeffers. So, tell you what, we're seeing some guys of the future shine here in this ball game. Here's a pitch now to Jeffers, able to turn the corner, breaks it, slips a tackle, still on his feet. He's going to break it all the way. Desmond Jones will try to catch him. He will not, and it's a touchdown for Zoe Jeffers of 66 yards just after Brooks Deddy made a tremendous play and pulverized him for a loss. He's able to turn the corner and out-sprint everybody to the end zone. That'll be a 66-yard touchdown scamper for Mr. Jeffers, his second touchdown of this half, to make it 66-19.
Well, Mike, he's got over 100 yards rushing in about 6 minutes of play and about 5 carries. So.
Right. And now Carter Robinson on to attempt the extra point. Combs to hold, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. So Carter Robinson able to drill the uprights for the second time. And with 5:56 to go here on the fourth quarter on the Fast Eddie scoreboard, it's now the Hawks 66, the Cougars 20. We'll continue with more Valley football after this timeout.
This is Eric Elkins, manager, inviting you to try our new Cadillac coffee with 9 creamer flavors and a dozen flavor shots. It's not expensive, just $1 for a 12-ounce cup of delicious coffee. Sign up for a Jones Reward card and for gas discounts at Valley Marathon, 936-9999.
Go Blackhawks and go to Springs Valley Supply on Highway 145 in French Lick. Stop by for top quality Valspar paints for interior and exterior protection. And see the line of Cabot stains for steps and decks at Springs Valley Supply, your steel dealer in French Lick.
Tell you what, they got a heck of a here, sounds like. Or Central. That's who, what is it, 98. We beat them 66-6.
Adam, back at the station doing research. It has been 2 decades since the Hawks last put up 66 points. And as Kevin was mentioning, against North Central. And we know who was coaching on that as well. Robinson kicks off, and it gets by Desmond Jones. He'll field it back at the 10, in trouble. Nearly lost it again, and now he'll go down at about the 11 8-yard line. So the Cougars able to cover that very well. And Valley now will have the football. Chicago's Pizza, good. Stop by Chicago's on the Boulevard in French Lick for the salad bar lunch, 11 to 1:30 Monday through Friday. Salad, pizza, breadsticks, and drink for $8.25. At Chicago's in French Lick, carry out 936-2962. And again, we appreciate our good friends at Chicago's for providing the Q100 sports staff with another terrific pie. So Valley now 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line, leading 66-20. And it looks like it is Cannon Chase, the quarterback. And he hands off here to Gunnar Perkiser. And Gunnar, nice little run, able to, actually loses a yard back to the 10-yard line. It's the third carry for Gunnar. 18 yards.
Mike, of course, the Hawks will have Jordan Curtis back next year too in the backfield, and
sure
he'll be a handful for teams. He's got great speed, going to get stronger.
Chase hands off. Desmond Jones on the sweep, trying to turn the corner, looking to get to the outside, and just couldn't quite do it. And he will be pushed out of bounds. He maybe got it back to the 11-yard line. That is about it. But it's going to bring up 3rd down and long here for the Hawks. 3rd and 10. So Jones able to get that yard back. Or excuse me, that was Connor Grimes carrying the football. We'll get all these guys straight, especially in the years to come, because we're going to hear a lot from these young men, certainly. All right, 3rd and 10 now at the 11. Chase, the quarterback, up under center, takes the snap, hands off, and carrying the football this time is Perkiser. And Gunnar mad. He got tripped up there as he moved through the line of scrimmage. Got it up to about the 15-yard line. Gain of 4, but it'll set up now 4th and 6. And the Hawks will be forced to punt the football away here. As we come up on 4 minutes left in this football game, Valley leading 66-20.
Mike, they got their freshman back there. Let's hope he doesn't get a good running start.
Right. And Cooper punting the football away, takes a big Spring Valley roll, and will go inside the 45, and that is where the Hawks will down it. So North Daviess will get the football back. This one in the books for the Hawks. They'll improve to 3-6 on the year as they get ready for the Senators next week, Kevin, who were beaten by Salem tonight 15-6.
I think that was probably about an even game. I've been looking at Salem. Salem plays an awfully tough schedule. I think that may be 2 years in a row Salem's gotten them. I know that's a big rivalry game for West Washington.
Right. So that was a 40-yard punt, by the way, for Cole Cooper. So 1st and 10, Cougars now at the 45-yard line. And the new quarterback for North Daviess is Tanner Reed, a 5'10 sophomore. And he hands off to Jeffers again, who's pretty much doing all the bulk of the work here. He'll carry for 9 yards to the Valley 46-yard line to set up now his 2nd down and 1. So we'll have to remember this freshman, Jeffers here.
Mike, I bet Tecumseh gets a little look at him next week.
Right. That's who the Cougars play in sectional 48 play. Jeffers will get the 1st down. He only got a couple of yards, but he only needed 1 for the 1st down. We'll move it up now to the 44-yard line. If you need a break, a time to just relax and unwind, call for your appointment with the Reeser Chiropractic's board-certified massage therapist. They'll help you get back into shape, but if it's not just sore muscles, you'll want to see Dr. Lolita. She has your back. For your appointment, call the Reeser Chiropractic Center in Paoli at 723-2277.
Mike, we're about ready to get down to 2 minutes here. See if we can keep it out of the air.
Reed, the quarterback, takes the snap. He's going to fire the football downfield, and I think he was going for Hunter Fine, and the pass is incomplete. So bring up now a 2nd down and 10.
Mike has 24 attempts tonight. They've thrown the ball 24 times. I think that's the most by far this year that we've seen in the air.
Sure. Go Blackhawks and go to Dairy Queen of Springs Valley for the Snickerdoodle. It's the October Blizzard of the month. And remember, you get $5 off DQ frozen cakes in the display case every Monday at Dairy Queen of Springs Valley. And the movement here, just as a Cougar went in motion, I think the Hawks are going to be called for being offside. They are.
Offside again.
Make it 85 yards in penalties now for the Hawks. That'll move it up to the 39-yard line to bring up now a 2nd down and 5. Again, we wish the best to all of our sports and band teams competing tomorrow. The Blackhawk Brigade at Evansville, cross-country runners Justin Curtis and Maya Miller, and the volleyball squad at Northeast DuBois for the sectional 64 tourney. Ball snapped back to Reed, and he bobbled the snap. It hit the ground, so he just fell on top of it to prevent a turnover. He'll lose 7 yards back to the 46. So it'll bring up now a 3rd down and 12 for Valley.
Now, Mike, we've got 3rd and about 12 here.
Right.
See if we got number Jeffers still in the game. I don't know, they may have taken him out. No, he's
3rd and 11, minute 40 to go.
There they give
Reed
it back.
hands off, and it's Jeffers trying to get to the outside, and slowing him up that time, I believe, was Desmond Jones, at least enough for one of the other Hawks to get in and make the tackle. I think it was Cody Radke that got in and made the tackle. We'll call it a yard gain to the 45, so it'll bring up now a 4th down and 11. Trying to look at, see who some of these other guys out there are. We already talked about Brooks Deddy.
Who's number 50, Mike?
That is Travis Bell, a 5'10 freshman.
Yeah, good looking young man.
Linebacker, yep. All right, Cougars go for it on 4th down. Reed, he's going to heave it up long, and the pass is going to be underthrown, intended for Cruisenklaus. Back there on the coverage was Dawson Perkiser, yet another Springs Valley freshman. So, tell you, this is why the Hawks, Kevin, were able to sustain good teams for all those years. They had blowouts in so many of their ball games, and were able to get some of these guys some varsity time on Friday nights, and it really paid off for them in their future.
Yep.
All right. So we're down to 48 seconds left. We'll see if the Hawks try to do anything or just maybe take a knee and settle on the victory as they take over on downs. Cannon Chase back in there at quarterback. Hands off. Big hole here. And there goes Desmond Jones. Can he be caught? He will inside the 20-yard line. What a play made there by Aiden Kane. He's a freshman, but a tremendous run for Desmond Jones as he burst through and takes it all the way down to the 18-yard line. A 37-yard run for the young man.
They may let the clock run out here, Mike.
Yep, down to 20 seconds left to go. They do not have to snap it. And Hawks don't need any more scores. And the Hawks will make this a very happy senior night here. The final seconds on this one run out, and Springs Valley will end the regular season on a winning note and hopefully give them the confidence they need in their rematch next Friday night when they host the West Washington Senators in first round sectional play. Hawks in this one scored early. They scored often. Got off to a big lead. In fact, they scored the first 36 points of this game before the Cougars got on the board, and the Hawks never let up as they cruised to the victory. They're now 3-6 on the year as North Daviess falls to 2-7. We'll be back to recap all of tonight's action in a moment. The final score here this evening on senior night at the Hawks Nest on the Fast Eddie's Country Store and Deli scoreboard. The Springs Valley Blackhawks 66, the North Daviess Cougars 20. You're listening to Springs Valley High School Football.
Need a real estate appraisal? Do you need to sell your home, farm, or business? Call Brooks Galloway Real Estate and Appraisal on College Street in French Lick, 936-7301 or Paoli at 723-7302. See the listings on the web at brooksgalloway.com.
A salute to the Blackhawks from Tony Robbins and the construction crew at TRC Construction in French Lick for concrete work, land clearing, and site work, driveways, foundations, patios, and sidewalks. Call TRC Construction 653-7007.
At Springs Valley Bank and Trust, getting a consumer or business debit card is ridiculously easy. At Springs Valley, you forgo the antagonizing wait for your new debit card to arrive in the mail. With us, you can walk into any banking center, open an account, and walk out with your new debit card in hand, instantly. That's right, no waiting at Springs Valley with our instant issue debit cards. Springs Valley Bank and Trust, ridiculously easy. Loyal to you, your family, and your future. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Focused on you, Springs Valley Bank and Trust.
You've worked hard to build and protect your estate throughout your lifetime. Enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing all you've worked for may be preserved for your heirs. Please call Jamie Sullivan, Senior Vice President of Investments of Sullivan Financial Consulting of Raymond James, located in Mitchell at 849-2670. Jamie can help design a comprehensive plan suited for your family's future financial needs. Call Jamie Sullivan today at 849-2670. Raymond James and Associates Incorporated, member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
A message from Springs Valley Meadows and French Lick.
As we age, recuperating from an illness or surgery may take more time than it used to. It's important for you to follow your doctor's discharge orders and include physical, occupational, and speech therapies when needed. Skimping on post-hospitalization therapy can cause potential falls and infections. So do it for yourself and do it for the ones you love.
The road to recovery begins at Springs Valley Meadows and French Lick, where caring people make the difference.
Call us at 936-9991.
Before we go any further, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Springs Valley High School Football.
Catch all the action of Blackhawk and IU sports on the Sports Voice of the Valley, WFLQ, French Lick, Indiana.
Mike Hamilton along with Kevin Mills back here at the Hawks Nest in French Lick, where Springs Valley has just knocked off the North Daviess Cougars in convincing fashion, 66-20. The final score here this evening as Valley sends their 10 seniors off on a winning note on their final home game of the regular season. Of course, they'll be back here next Friday night to take on West Washington. But Valley came in focused tonight, Kevin, and really made sure that there would be no upset tonight.
Yeah, Mike, they were able to put the game away early, you know, like you mentioned, to get up 36-0. And that was probably early in the second quarter. And, you know, I think just a little bit overmatched. And, you know, but, you know, I think Valley got away. Maybe Nate's the only one that maybe got banged up a little bit. And hopefully he'll be all right. And you know, really just basically a warm-up game for next week. And it'll be a challenge for the Hawks. But if you look from where they were, I think West Washington was fourth game of the season. You know, they've made big improvements since then, and you know, hopefully we can, you know, have a great game next week. And if we do, I think we have a good shot at getting a big win next. You know, the first game of the sectional. Of course, it'll be a heck of a challenge. But you know, the seniors have played, you know, played good football the whole year. They've shown good leadership, and tonight, you know, several of them, I think even a couple of those linemen got to run the ball a little bit. So kind of take care of them a little bit. Make them feel good. So,
tell you what, it takes us back to some of those days of yesteryear when coaches, rather it was Coach Harris, yourself, even Coach Akers, I think, and probably Coach Fye allowed some of those guys an opportunity. And those are the kind of things that really help make those great memories. You don't remember the scores so much, but when you get a chance there on senior night to run the football in a game that's already well decided, I mean, that certainly means a lot, because a lot of these big guys, they've been blocking for backs all year, so give them one chance to carry the football.
Yeah, that's, you know, and it was a good situation tonight to be able to do that. You know, it's not really rubbing it in or anything else on North Daviess. You know, it's just a situation where you want your kids to have a good feeling about their senior night, and like I said, the Hawks deserved it. They played awfully well, and the whole team did. You know, Jordan Curtis, I don't know how many, I know he had 2 long runs for sure, and you know, several guys played well tonight.
Absolutely. Again, the final 66-20 as the Hawks take out North Daviess. We'll take a quick break and come back and recap the scoring in tonight's contest. All that follows these words. This is Springs Valley High School football.
What's better than enjoying a fine meal at 33 Brick Street in French Lick? Savoring each mouth-watering bite on their outdoor patio and courtyard. Enhance your 33 Brick Street dining experience by taking in the open air during these warm months. Their patio and courtyard, featuring a fire pit, is perfect for special occasions or events, including wedding receptions, anniversaries, birthdays, and more. They can even design a special menu for your event. Make your reservations by calling 33 Brick Street at 936-3370. That's 936-3370. 33 Brick Street in downtown French Lick, good food, all in a legendary atmosphere.
I'm Christian Bloom, Dean of the Vincent University Jasper campus. We work closely with industry to ensure our programs are relevant and lead to high-paying jobs locally. I'm also proud of our seamless transferability, saving you thousands on credits that transfer to both private and public institutions. Job promotion, career change, or just want to save money while completing gen eds. VUJ just makes sense. Get your start today with a focused, quality education at Vincent University Jasper.
The seniors having their picture taken down on the field right there. A terrific night for all those young men. They'll be happy as they celebrate a 66-20 victory over North Daviess. A lot of scoring. Let's get to it here as we recap how the scoring went in the contest. Valley wasted no time getting on the board first. Many big plays tonight, and the first of these were when Cole Cooper went to the air to find Jordan Curtis. Ball snap back to Cooper, looking to throw. He's going long. He's got a man wide open. Jordan Curtis catches it at the 35. Nobody around him, and he races into the end zone for the touchdown. That just a minute and a half into the contest. Big Colton Reynolds ran it in for the 2-point conversion, and the Hawks had a quick 8-0 advantage. After North Daviess gave it up on downs, the Hawks got it right back, put together a 5-play, 63-yard drive in 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Jordan Curtis did it through the air the time before. This time, he did it with his legs. On 3rd and 3, Cooper takes the snap, hands off Curtis. This time, Jordan, big hole, up the middle, it's a foot race. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Springs Valley. That came at the 4:35 mark. Jackson Land ran it in for the 2-point conversion. The Hawks were off and rolling at 16-0 after the Cougars were forced to punt the football away. A bad snap to their punter, Waterfield. Hawks brought him down at the 4-yard line, and the Hawks needed just one play to get their 3rd touchdown of the contest. Ball snap back to Cooper. Hands off to Colby Lowe. He drives forward, and he is in. Touchdown, Springs Valley. At just a minute and 31 seconds after their second score, Cooper hit Ammon Acuff in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. That made it 24-0. You kind of see the trend here. Again, North Daviess gave it up on downs, and the Hawks made it a perfect 4 for 4 on their possessions. The next drive covered 7 plays, 68 yards in 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Jackson Land finishing off a solid possession. From the 3, 1st and goal Hawks. Ball snap back to Cooper. He hands off to Jackson Land off the left side, and he is able to break the plane of the end zone. Touchdown, Springs Valley. They gave the ball, did the Hawks, to Nicky Jones. He tried to run it in for the 2-point conversion, even though one official said he got over. They determined he did not, and the Hawks led 30-0 at that point. They picked up another 6 points a little less than 3 minutes later as Cole Cooper's arm on target all night long, and this time he hit Jackson Land. Out of the pistol, Cooper takes the snap, looks to throw, fires downfield for Jackson Land, and Jackson just took it away from Lamson. He's running down the near sideline, 10-5, touchdown, Springs Valley. The run for the two-point conversion was no good. Hawks led 36-0 with 8:35 to go. Cougars would get their only touchdown of the first half with 3:39 remaining. Jacob Combus was able to finish off a solid 12-play drive in almost 5 minutes for the Cougars by taking it in from 2 yards out. Run was no good. It was 36-6, but the Hawks weren't done scoring in the first half of play, as once again it was the tandem of Cole Cooper and Jackson Land. Curtis in motion, back to throw is Cooper. He's going for Jackson to the corner of the end zone. Does he make the catch? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Springs Valley! Another terrific catch. Both of the touchdown receptions for Jackson outstanding, as he took it away from a defender on the first one, and then with him falling backwards, able to haul it in. That was with just 8 seconds left in the half. Shipwreck, Justin Shipman ran it in for the two-point conversion. The Hawks went to the dressing room with a solid 44-6 lead, but Valley wasn't done scoring as they took their second drive. They were stalled out on their first drive of the third quarter, but got the ball back and needed just one play to put another 6 on the board. On 1st and 10, Jordan Curtis, big hole up the middle. There he goes again. Nobody will catch him. Jordan Curtis, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Springs Valley. Jordan displaying tremendous speed there. That at the 8:27 mark of the third quarter. Hawks unsuccessful on the two-point conversion, still led 50-6 at that point. And just a few minutes later at the 4:45 mark, Colby Lowe, trying to keep up with Jordan Curtis, had a 65-yard scamper of his own. The the second of 3 straight possessions in which the Hawks scored on their first play. Colby scampering 65 yards for the score. Adam George carried it in for the two-point conversion to make it 58-6 at that point. So Jeffers became the primary ball carrier in the second half for the Cougars, and he scored the first of his 2 scores with 45 seconds to go in the third quarter on a 5-yard run. Carter Robinson booted the extra point to make it 58-13, but then the Hawk B team got into the act. They put together a nice 60-play drive, or a 60-yard drive in 8 plays, needing 5 minutes, and it was a night that Desmond Jones will remember. Dylan McClain splits wide to the far side. Handoff, wide open, up the middle goes Desmond Jones into the end zone. Touchdown, Springs Valley. And then after the Hawks were penalized 15 yards back to the 18, they pitched it off to Connor Grimes. He was able to turn the corner and find the end zone for the two-point conversion. That made it 66-13. And the Cougars would get one final score a minute later on an electrifying 66-yard run by Zoe Jeffers. That at the 5:56 mark, Robinson booted the extra point, and that's the way the final score ended, with the Hawks winning by a final count of 66-20, sending their 10 seniors home very happy here in their final regular season home contest. We'll take a break and continue with more of our post-game activities. Coming up next, a chat with Springs Valley coach Mark Hammond. That follows this timeout. This is Springs Valley High School football.
I'm Christian Bloom, Dean of the Vincent University Jasper campus. We work closely with industry to ensure our programs are relevant and lead to high-paying jobs locally. I'm also proud of our seamless transferability, saving you thousands on credits that transfer to both private and public institutions. Job promotion, career change, or just want to save money while completing gen eds? VUJ just makes sense. Get your start today with a focused, quality education at Vincent University Jasper.
This is Springs Valley football coach Mark Hammond, thanking you, our fans, for your continued support of Blackhawks football all season long.
Springs Valley a big winner tonight as they knock off North Daviess by a final count of 66-20, sending out their seniors on a winning note in their final regular season home game. Of course, they'll open sectional 48 play next week against the West Washington Senators, who fell to Salem tonight by a final count of 15-6. And for Coach Hammond, he'll worry about that as we move through the week. But right now, Coach, a nice time to celebrate. You got to be happy for all your guys, but especially the seniors here. And what a way to finish out their regular season home contest.
Yeah, I tell you, kind of when you start the season, way back when, you always talk about the seniors, and that's a lot of times how far you're going to go is how good that group is, and this is an exceptional group. There's 10 of them, and every one of them, love playing football. Most of them have played it since third grade. They do the right things off the field and in school, and like I said, we've not maybe had all the wins that they would like, but each week I think we've played really hard and gave that maximum effort, and as the years got going here, I think as we've talked, we get closer and closer and closer, and this is one of those kind of pop out games where you're like, whoa, that got some pieces out there, and they played that kind of put it all together, and we've been watching North Daviess on film, and they've been able to do some things against teams and score some points, move the ball, and the seniors tonight didn't have much of that going on for them. They decided they was going to shut them down and make plays, and we were right from the go. And after tough game last week, the kids, that was the challenge to them. Can they come back and stay focused and stay into it and be as focused on North Daviess as we need to be, especially with West Washington coming in for sectional play, and they know all that. So that's we really, that says a lot about your kids when they're able to do that, and they did. We had a good week of practice. They stayed focused on North Daviess, and they come out and just had a great ball game. And we talk about it. It's senior night, and the seniors are we want to send them out on a high note, but it takes all the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, and I think every one of those guys are playing as hard as they could for those guys, and that's what a team's about.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think as much as the outcome was enjoyable tonight, so was the fact that you got so many kids an opportunity to play. And I'll tell you what, based on what we saw tonight, now, obviously, with no disrespect to North Daviess, you'll probably face some stronger opponents as we move along. Yeah. But from what I've seen, guys like Adam George that, are going to have to replace some of the departing seniors like Jackson Land and Colby Lowe and Gunnar Perkeiser, Connor Grimes, and Desmond Jones. I mean, I don't want to try to single out without naming, you had some other guys. Brooks Deddy made a huge hit on the Jeffers kid before he ran that long one back, I guess. But we'll worry about that when it gets here. Of course, we're focused on this season, certainly, but it's nice to know there's still we can look forward to a lot of things. And you had talked this week and throughout the year about the success the JV had with their season.
Yeah, and that's what I said. It's always nice when you got a game like this and senior night, and like I said, we're able to let those guys enjoy kind of watching those JV guys cheering them on out there and the younger guys, and we've had a great JV season. Our freshman sophomore class we feel really strong with. We got a lot of kids down there that again, I think the future's still pretty bright here. But yeah, we're going to focus on this year, and hopefully we got a lot of football left around here. And I know these seniors want to make sure that happens, and the juniors and those varsity guys that play. But yeah, I mean, I think again we saw some talent out there, and it's kind of hard when you're standing on the sideline. It's a cold, wet night, but they come in there, and I think the first possession was kind of a little shaky, and then after that they start going. So that was nice to see.
Yeah, Coach. Going into this game tonight, you kind of start comparing scores and comparing records, and a little misleading. I think we were 2-6 coming in. They were 2-6. But after about the first 4 or 5 minutes of the ball game, you could see that they were going to have a hard time matching up with us. I mean, our kids are just a little stronger and a little more mature, and we're playing at what I'd call probably a 2 or 3 touchdown level than what we were playing maybe 3 or 4 games ago.
Right.
The kids are playing with more confidence, and just the fact that put up points the last 3 or 4 ball games consistently, puts you in a good situation going into the sectional.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, I think anybody that's watched this team every week here, I think they've seen that. Offense felt like early first 2 or 3 games was kind of a little not on sync, and then trying to figure it out. And like I said, these last 4 or 5 ball games, we've been able to really put the offense together, and our defense is still staying pretty solid as well. So yeah, I think again, we're hopefully not seeing our best football. Hopefully that's still to come, but we're right there and showed it tonight. And Coach Fine's going to do a nice job over at North Daviess. He's got the kids believing and buying in on what they're doing, and like I said, they had a lot of young kids out there, and with our 10 seniors, it showed that we were probably a little stronger than they were, and that's, as we know in football, a big advantage. And usually if you got 9, 10, 11 seniors out there that's played all 4 years and been in the weight room that long, then hopefully things work out for you. But again, it's great to see, and like I said, we was able to go after it, and like I said, get up on them, and kind of just keep cruising along. But the kids, they really didn't want to come out again. You get in a game like this, they want to keep going, but again, once they realized, hey, that's what we need to do, and get ready for next week, then it was a good way to end the ball game.
Coach, you got to have West Washington coming in next week.
Yep.
I think they came up on the short end tonight, but they're coming in 7-2. You're going to be 3-6. You played them here in a game. Maybe I think we came back on them toward the end of the game.
We did.
If I'm not mistaken. But I think it comes down in that game. We've made big improvements. We got 5 or 6 guys we go to.
Yep.
And they've got one that you basically you control him, and boy, it'll be really give us a big advantage. And I just want to get your opinion on is there anything defensively you'll do differently, maybe against than you did the first time you saw him? It could have kind of surprised the kids, the very first time.
Yeah.
You get a back that's got a little more explosiveness.
Right.
He was besides the Mitchell back, I'd say the best 2 backs we faced this year.
For sure.
And but at least our kids will know that what they're going to go up against there.
Yeah, and I think, Coach, you said, we're going to do a few things a little different, of course. I mean, I think that game we were probably a little more, passive, and we were still trying to move people around a little bit more, and, kind of figuring out if our 5 front was, or odd front was good enough, or even front, and we, trying to move people around a little bit. But I think we're just in a better place defensively with our personnel right now, and we know what each kid can do, and earlier in the season right there, I think that was right when we were starting to kind of get it figured out, but wasn't quite there. And if you remember that game too, I think we were, I don't know if we had that first and 78, so I don't know exactly, but I think that was a chance to maybe cut the game to 20 to 14 or something right there if we go in right there. So again, it's a whole different ball game if we're going and being able to punch that in there. So, and I think right now our kids are understanding that a little more, and hopefully that's another difference we're going to have against West Washington when we come see them next Friday, that we're more confident on offense, and our pieces are a little bit more put where they need to be on defense, and then we're going to be able to hopefully, like I said, after seeing the Stevens kid, be more better to adjust to him and his, like I said, explosiveness. He's a strong kid and quick, but I think again, I think our kids will be up to the task and ready to go.
I really hope we have a big crowd Friday night, because they're going to get to see a good football game.
Yeah.
I think it's 2 teams that will really go at each other, and it'll come down probably that last quarter to see whoever's got the strongest team will probably come out on top.
Yep, I agree with you, Coach.
Coach, penalty still a bit of a problem tonight?
I tell you, Mike, there, and again, I thought the officiating crew did a pretty nice job, but there were some calls that, like that last one on the touchdown, they said, Camo pushed the guy after the whistle, or not after the whistle, but after the touchdown, and like he's saying, he's like, well, I'm engaging the guy. I don't know if our running back's in the end zone, and then they call it. On the one down here, I think it was Jackson on a long pass play, and Curtis is just running down, and a guy comes over and chucks him and hits him, which I thought they were going to throw the flag. I thought the flag was on North Daviess guy, and then after he hits him, Jackson scores, and he goes in and kind of does something, and they said he was taunting him. I'm like, well, he just got hit behind the play. I thought all year we were talking about that those hits away from the ball, away from the play, that they are unnecessary, so they need to call that. And that's, so, and I think, I think too, when we got up, whatever, 36, whatever, 30, 36, 36-6, whatever it was, I think sometimes officials start, giving some calls to the team to try to even it out. I'm not saying it happened tonight. I mean, I know we made a few plays. To be honest, I wasn't that upset with the penalties we had tonight. I know we had a few too many, but they were all, kind of those weird ones. Even though there was a couple unsportsmanlike or whatever, I didn't really feel like our kids were doing anything crazy out there, and stuff. So hopefully, in a sexual atmosphere and stuff, that stuff won't rear its head. And it's been better over the last several weeks, so I'm not too worried about it, even though tonight we had a few.
Coach, we saw Nate Hamilton go off there in the ball game. How is he, and anybody else get shaken up?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You got a wet field out there. It's cold. It's one of the first, cold nights we've been out here. And I think, a few of the kids, Jackson kind of jammed his shoulder again, but I mean, he was, as you saw, he was ready to finish the game. Nate took a helmet to the shoulder. He told me I was giving him a hug there after the game, and he said he's going to be fine, ready to go next week. So I think overall, we're pretty healthy. I do want to mention, we need some prayers and people lifting Josh Venturi up. He's going to have ACL surgery this coming Wednesday. Unfortunately, in the last JV game, he took a hit and is out. So again, like a lot of people, they see him, lift him up, and be praying about him. So Josh, of course, freshman, has a lot of good football left in him, and he'll be back ready to go. But other than that, Mike, I think hopefully, knock on some wood, that we've come out of here tonight, I think, pretty healthy and ready to go.
All right, Coach, thanks for stopping by, and at least allow yourself another 5 minutes to enjoy this one before you start working on West Washington next week.
Yeah, I tell you right now, it's just about getting dry and getting a little warm, and we do appreciate everybody that stayed out here tonight. It was another ugly night. We thought we was done with these maybe, but they reared their head again, and but it was a great night, and these seniors deserved it, and this team deserves it, and like I said, hopefully they come out next Friday and see another great ball game. So again, let's I know it's fall break, and everybody, let's hope everybody's safe, and like I said, get here next Friday and ready to go.
All right, sounds great, Coach.
All right, guys, appreciate everything, guys. Thanks a lot.
Good luck next week, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
That is Mark Hammond, the head coach of the Springs Valley Blackhawks, joining us after the contest here tonight. Valley a big winner tonight on senior night as they send their seniors out on a winning note, 66-20 over the North Daviess Cougars. Did you get a chance, Kevin, to fill in our final sheet here? Let's go ahead and cover through the numbers. Boy, great night. Hawks put up 441 yards of total offense. And I'll tell you what impressed me was the 171 passing yards. With a big lead, they really didn't need to throw that much in the second half, and the rain returned and that type of thing. But that's what impressed me. The 3 touchdown passes tonight by Cole Cooper as well. But they didn't do bad on the ground either. 35 carries for 270 yards. So go along with a 4 out of 5 passing with no interceptions. Cole Cooper threw 4 of those. Drake Terry threw 1. So 171 yards there through the air. 441 total. 12 first downs for the Hawks. 10 on the ground. 2 by penalty, or 2 by pass rather. None by penalty. Hawks didn't get to third down very much tonight. 6 times. As we told you, they had 3 straight possessions there in the third quarter where they scored on the first play of the drive. Never got to, just twice got to fourth down. Those were punts by Cole Cooper, one of 29 and one of 40 yards. Time of possession, not much, less than 20 minutes of the game tonight. And again, we've seen that work kind of in reverse as well, where a team like maybe Paoli or somebody that puts up a big amount of points, they don't need a whole lot of time in which to score. Hawks had just 1 turnover tonight. That was a fumble on the kickoff, and they were penalized 9 times tonight for a total of 85 yards. For North Daviess, let's run through the individual real quick. 7 carries, 117 yards for Jordan Curtis tonight. By far the best performance I have seen from him, and that's good to see because we're going to need all these guys, especially coming up next week against West Washington, to really be at the top of their game. Jackson 8-1 of 20. Ammon Acuff had a 22-yard reception, and Jordan Curtis had that 71-yard touchdown reception. That was Valley's first score of the contest. North Daviess, they did have 218 yards of total offense tonight. Not really a bad number. 145 of those on the ground.
And about all those came from
So Jeffers.
Yep.
He came in there. He had actually 116 of those 145 yards. Passing department, he threw maybe about 3 or 4 passes, perhaps. But other than that, it was Combus. Combined, they were 6 out of 25 for 73 yards with the 1 interception. They did pick up 15 first downs tonight, 11 on the ground, 4 through the air. But boy, did they struggle on third downs. Just 4 out of 15 tonight were the Cougars, and they were just 2 of 8 on fourth downs. They did have 2 turnovers tonight, the 1 fumble and the 1 interception. Colton Reynolds recovered the fumble, and Drake Terry had the interception. 4 punts tonight for Aiden Waterfield, as he averaged about 27 yards per boot. They were penalized a bunch as well, 10 times for a total of 84 yards. So there are your numbers in the ball game, decidedly towards Springs Valley tonight, and the scoreboard decidedly in their favor as well, as they put up the most points they have tallied in some 20 years.
Yeah, Mike, going into the game, as mentioned to Coach, you wouldn't expect it to be this quite a difference in scores, but I think it's just a situation where you got one team that's heading upward, and the other one probably maybe a few injuries, and some younger kids are probably gotten a little wore out, as the season went on. And, when you got 10 seniors, as Valley's got, and they're strong kids, and I think they feel pretty positive about next Friday night. And the draw wasn't a great draw for us, except that you do get to play at home, and you just go one game at a time, and you get that win, and everything's great for the next week. So I think their chances are at least 50-50, and we, like I mentioned, we get a good crowd, and it's just going to take a great effort, and if we can do that, I think the Hawks got a great chance next week.
I haven't played the Senators in tournament play since 2006, and that was a win by Valley.
Yeah,
and that was the year that the regular season game got washed out, and they ended up drawing each other, and that worked out because that counted in the conference as well. But no doubt the Senators, they are young, but Philip Bousman, an outstanding coach.
And we need to break that streak, Mike. I think you mentioned there's several games where we've not been able to knock them off. So, no better time than next week to, get a big win for the Hawks.
All right, looking forward to that. A couple things we got to get out of the way here. First, Matt Cooper and the team of surveyors and engineers at BRCJ Incorporated are proud of our young leaders that excel between the lines and in the classroom. BRCJ salutes the parents, teachers, and coaches for their support of these activities, because life is a team sport. We also show you a station break, so let's do that quickly now as we pause 10 seconds. This is Springs Valley High School football.
Catch all the action of Blackhawk and IU sports on the Sports Voice of the Valley, WFLQ, French Lick, Indiana.
All right, Coach, have a good fall break for whatever it's worth. I know you probably don't have you're retired, so but
yeah, but it'll be interesting to see. I know coaches, you got to kind of maybe do your practice a little different this week. But with kids, you can practice basically whatever time you want to practice now, and.
Sure.
And you'd already mentioned we really wish the band, the volleyball team, and
Justin Curtis.
Justin Curtis. I remember having him in 7th or 8th grade PE class. I mean, he runs like a deer. I mean, he could run forever, I think. So wish those two boys the best of luck in their cross country meet.
Right. Well, Maya Miller also for the girls qualified as well. So good luck to her as well as they try to move on to the semi-state. Here tonight, though, the Hawks score early and often. Jordan Curtis had 3 touchdowns tonight. Colby Lowe had 2. Jackson Land had 3. Cole Cooper threw 3 touchdown passes. as the Hawks blow out the North Daviess Cougars here tonight by a final count of 66-20. They improve now to 3-6 on the year. They've beaten the Cougars now 4 straight times, twice in a row here at home. The Cougars dropped to 2-7 on the year as Valley now leads in the overall series. This was the 60th meeting between these two schools, and Valley still has a commanding lead of 44-16 in the overall series. Next up for North Daviess, they will take on Tecumseh in sectional 48 opening round play, and of course, as we talked about, Valley will host West Washington. More on that in just a moment. As always, we're grateful to our many advertisers who have allowed us to bring this game into your home car business wherever you might be tuning in, and we're especially appreciative of the cooperation we receive from our participating schools, so we send a thank you to the administration and coaches for both Springs Valley and North Daviess High Schools. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast as much as it has been our pleasure and privilege to bring it to you. Program reminders, we'll have Springs Valley Volleyball for you tomorrow, roughly afternoon, somewhere between 12 and 12:30. We're anticipating the Lady Hawks begin defense of their sectional 64 title. They'll take on Wood Memorial in the semifinal. If they're successful with that, they'll come back at 7 o'clock tomorrow night to take on either Northeast DuBois or Tecumseh for the sectional 64 championship. Somewhere in there, we'll join in progress the IU football game. And then no sports chat this week with it being fall break. Be sure you're with us as we continue our coverage of Springs Valley football. As we said, the Hawks opening sectional 48 play next Friday night at home against West Washington. That'll be a 7 o'clock kickoff with our broadcast coverage to begin at 6:35. For our studio engineer this evening, Adam Hole, and for Kevin Mills, this is Mike Hamilton bidding you a fine and pleasant farewell from the Hawks Nest in French Lick. We're on senior night. The Hawks defeat the North Daviess Cougars on the Fast Eddie's Country Store and Deli scoreboard. The final, the Hawks over the Cougars 66-20. This is Springs Valley High School football.
WFLQ, the sports voice of the Valley, thanks you for listening to tonight's presentation of Springs Valley High School football. Tonight's game's been brought to you by Smithville, now offering DSL and fast internet service to customers. Another way to serve you better. Sullivan Financial, Raymond James and Associates Investments, Highway 60 and 9th Street in Mitchell. Vincennes University in Jasper, it just makes sense. Springs Valley Meadows, formerly Medco, Highway 145, French Lick. 33 Brick Street, good food and a legendary atmosphere in downtown French Lick. And by Springs Valley Bank and Trust Company with offices in French Lick, Jasper, and Paoli. You can best show your appreciation for this broadcast by telling and patronizing our sponsors. Tune in all season long to hear Springs Valley High School football here on your power station for sports, Q100 WFLQ French Lick.